ruins of Cymberoom, a dream site revealed a well, a cauldron, a sinkhole. Out of its depth a blightling came sidling, filth forged in flesh, cruelty carved in bone, a decoction of the world serpent's marrow. The blight beast ogled me hungrily, and in its burning eyes I saw the death of all.
So my life is a lie. All right, and we're back.
Horn has always been a lie.
Horn is a lie.
Hey, everybody.
Which I imagine doesn't actually make any sense. Welcome to the other side of the curtain. I already introduced myself. I mean, I'm just the game master here in the channel. Let's talk about the fantastic cast, starting with Sam.
Oh, me first. Hello, I am Scribbling Penny on the interwebs. You can... Oh, I don't even know. It's been so long since we've played. But I'm still playing Geschvolk, the friendly neighborhood goblin, and we're in for a battle. So I'm excited to see what happens. So that's it for me. Ready to play.
Heck yeah. All right. Mitch.
Hey, what's up? I'm Mitch. You can find me at Mitch Bustillos on the Twitter. I'm just chilling, eating a Hot Pocket, so I'm good, ready to get back into this.
Gonna need to get a Hot Pocket now at this point. Now that you reminded me that those exist. Is every bite a different temperature, or have we actually mastered the Hot Pocket?
So I do something that I feel like most people don't do. You take a bite out of the edge, and then you stick your tongue as deep into it as possible, and you lick up the
All right,
inside.
next we have Hope.
Hey, everybody.
No, that's good. That's good. It's a great way to say I'm not doing small talk.
So that was a thing that happened. It is now recorded for posterity. Pope World Twitch here. I'm playing Mavrin. Both he and I use he, him pronouns, and hopefully we don't all die, but who knows?
All right. Yeah, partial party kill. Maybe. We'll see. Second to last, but not second to least. Anthony.
Hey everybody, it's me, Anthony, he, him pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at In the Plague. I will be playing Draka, she, her pronouns, who was a witch who took a little bit of a nappy in the hot springs for last session, but now is back up to find probably the same thing, Mavrin, death. Hopefully I will have enough Dream Snuff and Wild Chew to get through it.
Heck yeah. All right. Next up, Paul.
Hey everybody, Paul Marcher6 on Twitter. Since it's 0GP everywhere else on the internet, I'll get around to getting that changed someday. I'm playing Carleo. I'm here to deal damage and talk about the Violation Pocket. It's gonna be an interesting game. No?
Yep.
Not yet.
All right.
Not yet.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've shouted out everything I need to shout out. So I guess what we should do at this point is reset the board, because we've been away. So you know, it's a dining table during the week. We kind of kick it around, do what we need with it. But basically, for context,
So much has happened with that dining room table.
Yeah, as I dust off the book. A palisaded inn of sorts, centered around a semi-mysterious body of water. Historically, and by that I mean quite recently, as most events here in Ambria have happened pretty recently, at least the ones that are recorded. this used to have anti-corruption properties. It's since run dry. Rumor has it, the person who founded this place was killed, and it caused the water to become inert. We learned last time we played, that Nightblade, the robber, who goes by, the namesake of her weapon, allegedly, she wasn't satisfied with this answer and has returned. Why don't we, if we remember, and if we don't, I'll step in, one at a time, describe where we are and what's going through our mind, and also what we're about to do, because time's kind of frozen right now. Starting with Geschvilk. Geschvilk, I believe you're with Shuglud?
Yeah, I think Shuglug had said that he had found a way to counteract the poison. And if we could get to the alchemist, that perhaps we could free the other goblins. So Geschwalk is following Shuglug to see what we can do. If I remember right.
I remember the same, so we might both be misremembering, but I think it's suitable.
Yeah.
I hope Drachna took note of that, even though Drachna probably didn't hear that. But next, Ocean. What are you doing?
Ocean is flipping through his books on that somewhat point to combat, and trying to see if he can become a combative person in the next 5 minutes. And it is foggy with snow.
It is foggy.
Give me snow. I miss winter.
It's not happening. Carlio. You've got a magic thing going on with your little ranged hitters. Where are you right now?
I think I'm standing next to Maverick, they were like, ultimatum, and Maverick was like, I have a better ultimatum, and they're like, fuck you, and then Maverick was like, oh, fuck me, oh, okay, sure, let's do this. And then I was gonna shoot some people and then not shoot some people, just automatically hit them. That's my plan.
Okay, got it.
I'm gonna run around like Legolas and hit people with pointy things. That's my plan. There might be a dance sequence in the middle of that, like we're in a Bollywood film. I'm not sure yet though.
Stop. All right, retweet goal. Intermediate retweet goal. Let's get to 12, and we're doing a Bollywood dance right in the middle.
Sure.
Delightful. Melga is up there as well. I already did my disclaimer in the tunnel. Melga can help. Melga is 13 years old. Melga will be okay. As far as PCs, I can't answer that question. But
you gotta train him to kill young so they can get used to it. Like it's that's where I'm from. That's what we do.
Fair. Yeah.
Yeah, ever since my kid came out, he has been watching Event Horizon so that he just understands the brutality of the world.
Yeah.
That is terrifying and delightful. Drachna, you see Ashfaru far off in the distance, I think more than 100 yards away.
Okay.
It was something like that. Quite a ways away with the cauldron. Where were you when we left off?
So, like I said, I was taking a nap in the hot tub in the hot springs. So I'm actually like in the pool with others who seem to be kind of just a little incapacitated. Maybe enough to play chess with them, but they're moving a little slower. They're clearly under the effects of some substance. I was wondering what was going on there until I see kind of lock eyes with Ashvaru and his cauldron so far away, and then I immediately know what's wrong with the people next to me. I flipped the chess table that I was using with small floaties made out of like wheat and barrels with air in them in the hot springs, and I make an immediate dash over to Ashvaru. I'm gonna try and kick his cauldron over as fast as possible.
So-
Let's see what happens.
Okay, so for context, you are within the walls of the protected city. I mean, in compound. Is that correct? Ashvaru is on the other side with about 20 or more robbers, like bandits, like enemies, red names. If you want
Yeah.
to get out, you can. If we want to hop the gate,
I'm
I
gonna
imagine you
wait
saw
till they move
Ashvaru.
closer.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm actually just gonna. I think I'm actually just gonna hide in the hot tub and try to look for Geshvilk or Maverin, who might be still within the compound, and maybe run towards them instead. Then.
Okay, so this backdates just a little bit because I know we left off with Maverin doing something that is going to be highly impactful. But Geshvilk has been speaking to Shuglud. I think it's Resolute. Stat names are so weird in Symbaroum. To figure out, to like listen in. I don't remember.
That would be
It's like-
a 10 under
Probably
15.
vigilance.
So
Vigilance?
5 degrees
oh
of
yeah,
success.
I agree. You roll vigilance?
it was resolute. I am actually 1 degree of success with vigilance. Not very
Okay.
good.
I don't think Geshvilk was trying to be particularly sneaky here, or wasn't very good at being sneaky here.
Nice.
Shuglud and Geshvilk are kind of scheming something. Their involvement here matters. But before you can confront them, because it will take time to confront them, I want to take it over to the one person I haven't addressed. And it's the one person about to do something very noteworthy. Maverin, what was your thing again?
So we tried diplomacy, we tried logic, and they don't want to see reason, they don't want to be peaceful, there's a lot of them. And so we're taking the Sunstone and we're crushing it, and we are releasing the fire spirit within, with very specific instructions. Keep Nightblade and their associates from entering the palisade.
Oh. Okay. Do we invoke this spirit beyond the gate? I imagine.
Oh yes, it's closer
Okay,
to them
good.
than it
Yeah,
is to
yeah.
us.
Oh, that's good. Ooh, good to know. Yeah. So right on that main road where these people would head over, the towering humanoid, pure flames and soot, emerges in the center of the path. And it will have to watch to see if it means actively hunting them or standing in the way. So we'll wait on the action taken here. But the sky brightens from the massive fire, essentially, that this is. It's going to feel like a bonfire in terms of the radiant energy coming even from a distance. And it's going to light up the sky, even despite the rain. I think that puts us on initiative as we break out into a full-blown fight. It's not rolled initiative, but it's sorted. I think Maverin and Drachna, you are both at 13. Is that correct?
Yes.
Indeed.
All right. As far as I can tell, you two are first. What do you do?
Is this like other systems where I can kind of like elect to go second in the, in the tie? Because I would love to see what Mavern would do with that spirit before my next action.
I'd let you. Yeah, that's
Awesome.
fine with Mavrin.
Fine. Again, the spirit has its instructions. The enemies have been warned. There's now something truly supernatural between them and us. If they're dumb enough for a fight, that means they have to get through it. In the meantime, previous instructions were to those in the inn village, gather up weapons and get some pitch, and just get ready. Because if they get to the palisade, we're just going to pour hot pitch on them.
All right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, fair. Command's been made. So Drachna?
All right. So in that case, I'm actually going to rush up to the top of the Palisades, or any platform that's right by it, as close as I can, look over, and yell out to Ashvaru. Ashvaru! You cannot enter. But please, tell me why you continue to intoxicate the people around you with the wicked brew in that cauldron. Look at them, and then I point like through the cracks in the palisades over to the hot springs, and there's just like these like drooling, drugged people chilling, playing some chess. And they need help. They need assistance. I know that you have the antidote, the cure. Can he hear me?
You would have to like yell.
Yeah. Can I
Very far away.
Can I strength roll for that? Can I do a strong check? Or like maximum vocal cords?
I don't think you need to. Yeah, there's no maximum. You're just gonna belt out. If you wanted to be discreet in any way, that would be a different story. But I think you're broadcasting this in a way that everybody hears.
Yeah, I'm not scared with the spirit anymore. I no
friends,
longer have to be as
foes.
worried.
Yeah. It reveals a lot, though, about your potential connections to Ashvaru. I will say, at Quick 12, Carlio, there isn't an indication that they're stepping down, or that they're standing down. So, are we firing? We're just going to start...
Are any of their people with ranged weapons like leveling their weapons to fire? Because I'm faster than them, so I'm checking to see if they're going to start
So
shots.
they are not as good as a shot as you, likely. So they're moving in to close.
Oh, if they're moving towards us, then I don't wait. If their response is I'm going
Okay.
to continue to progress forward against the spirit, I don't wait. And I would like to start popping shots.
All right. Do. All right. These robbers are at a great distance. This is not representative of how far away they are, but they are closing in. There are 5 that you can see with ranged weapons.
Sure. I will start there.
Right.
So right now that's 11 under because I have a 17, 14 base, plus 2 for advantage, plus 1 for the bow itself.
Yeah, that gets it.
All right, cool. Don't roll nearly as many dice of damage on this cat. Where are my dice? I need my generic dice now. It's been so long since I've been in Foundry, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. Actually, I will just quickly roll my d10 and 2d4s from my table rather than try to look around for them inside the thing. We'll do that here in a moment.
Quack sounds. Love it.
15
I love it.
on
I
the...
love it, yeah.
15 on the longbow.
Damage 1-5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. With a toughness of 10, safe to say you drop the intended target.
Sure.
1 of 5 falls.
Do I get? And then I will just auto hit the other one for 1d6. No roll.
All right.
It doesn't get a cool advantage die, even though I'm above it because it's a magical attack. So. So it takes 4.
Sad.
And I assume I do not get an extra attack from being a pain threshold because he just died.
Yeah, no, you met his death threshold. You can shoot his corpse if you so choose.
I'm not gonna waste the arrow.
Yeah, that's a flex. Let's see. Okay. Beside you, Melga, the oldest of Coldra's children, begins to fire, but isn't a good shot and is performing cover fire more so than providing a threat here. And that's in the best case. But Geshvilk, you hear what Drachna says to Ashfaru. You understand Drachna's potential relationship there, but what do you do?
How far? Drachna's pretty far away now. Geshvolk will look at Shuglug. How much time do we have to carry this out?
I mean, depends on what they're bringing here.
Do we just
What if they try to burn this place
tip
down?
over the cauldron?
Do you see what's out there? He'll move over to the slightly warped wood that makes up the palisade, and just sort of point, give you a chance to like peer through the keyhole, essentially, so to speak. There's a gap you can see through, and it's quite bright on the other side because there is a 8-foot tall fire spirit, which is neat. There's also 20 or more robbers moving in, as well as some goblins.
Where is the rest of your tribe? If we could just free them from this poison, maybe they could help us.
You don't understand. They're addicted.
But clearly you're not now.
Yeah, well, I figured out. Ashfaru, he takes something. I took some myself. I felt fine.
Does he carry it on his person? If we could get that and give it to the others, they could be free.
He wouldn't have enough. He makes it for himself. Only some of the times, Geshvilk.
Do you have
Maybe
any
he
on
knows
you
how
now?
to make them. But maybe she has them. And he points a curled finger to Drachna up on the palisade.
Geshvilk will grab Shuglug's arm like tightly. Do you have any of this antidote on you now?
No, I took it all.
Perhaps Geshvilk could go sneak some from him and and bring it back to Drachna.
I'm like screaming. I'm like hanging onto the palisades, basically falling off like for this antidote. Good thing I'm distracting them. It's like-
Yeah.
I, hmm.
Yeah,
Drakta,
Geshfolk's
have you
gonna let
mentioned
go.
anything about knowing about an antidote?
yeah, because I yell out to him. I definitely do yell out to them, and I'm like screaming at Ashvaru to give me the antidote because I don't want to see what Ashvaru did before to relapse and happen again.
Yeah. All right. You're running out of time, Geshvilk, before things naturally progress. So what do you do here?
Geshfolk is going to sneak out.
Sneak out of
The palisade.
this whole thing. Okay.
Yeah. Towards him. I'm going to cast a noticeable. Where I can fade from one creature's perception. Which is only one creature, but they're going to try and fade from Nightblade's perception. No, from the alchemist's perception. As they get closer, but they're definitely going to try to, using the shadows, sneak up on this person. Even though there's like 20 robbers out there, it'll be fine.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know the long, the long sneak. You go around.
Yes.
The problem is I'm going to need you to tell me which path Geshfolk takes to exit. It's easy to hop a palisade. It's hard to come back. What direction do you go back? Out from the back? Do you go? Which way are we going here? Because you're going to be noticed by all of your friends.
They are going to go back kind of by where the garden is. Because they have experience going over there and sneaking all the fruits and vegetables. And then they are going to go to the left or right, the long way towards 2 and around.
All right.
Try to stay out of the light of that fire spirit.
Yeah, so technically Nightblade will act before Ocean, but I want to have an Ocean moment because what's Ocean doing right now? What was Ocean's plan?
Probably. It's difficult. He's desperately trying to find an answer in his books, but probably not finding something that can peacefully solve this or obliterate the enemy. So for Ocean, I think he's just gonna kind of pick up a rock and he's gonna do his darndest, you know? Just,
Yeah, well, there's a very nice rock by the water. This wellspring is guarded with like a thin ring of rocks. But as you go over there, if you do so, do you go over there?
Yeah, of course. It's a rock.
Okay, it's a rock. There's a goblin seeking to escape. Climbing up some vines near the garden, top of the palisade. Do we intervene with Geshvilk's attempt to abandon the mission here?
Oh, I mean, I know it's Geshfeld, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like, hey, what are you doing?
Geshfolk going to go get the cure.
Oh, cool. Okay.
You dig hole in this garden under the palisade to help me get back.
Yeah, I guess I could do that, sure. Well, no, but it'd be kind of weird if I found a hole. I don't think there are holes on this side of the wall.
No, Ocean, you make hole.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't know if I'm ready for them to know that I can dig very well.
Ocean,
Hi. Yeah.
they're looking that way. You're looking this way.
Yeah,
Dig
okay.
fast
All
or we
right.
won't
As
see you.
long What if you found the hole, yeah? I'll make
But
the hole. You found the hole. It works out very well.
yes, goodbye.
Okay. And I'll go over to the wall that she's climbing and just start burrowing under so I'm on the other side.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
Okay.
Yeah. This is good. I want to roll. You do realize that there are some scouts on the other side, or at least some figures on the other side. Of course, you would surround this place. You wouldn't just attack from one place, but they're very far away because it would take a lot of people to like fully encircle. They're off in the distance. Of course, they don't see you. You're not emitting any light. But if they found a hole leading under and into the palisade, it would be bad. So I want to ask, do you have a plan to occlude this?
Yeah, sure. With my cunning in knowledge and stuff, as unfortunate as it is, I am going to go back and dig the deepest part of the hole, so that any weight upon that area would cause the hole to kind of cave in and suffocate them.
Okay. I like your spirit.
Why conceal when you can
like-
kill?
Yeah.
Right?
Wow. Crafty bastard. And then I guess finally Geshvilk, as we attempt. We'll do it once now and we'll do it again, but I need you to attempt to sneak along a good path. You know, break out of this clearing. Maybe discreet. Versus, not that bad.
Since I'm
scouts.
using unnoticeable, it's going to be resolute.
All right.
Gosh dang it. -1 failure. I'm gonna use an experience point to re-roll that.
Smart.
That's so sad. Okay, 3 degrees of success.
Okay. All right. Look at that, and you're good at what you do. So, to the best of your knowledge, you've not been noticed.
Yay.
And Ocean, to the best of your knowledge, that would work if that hole is discovered. It seems to be ready to go. The knight, the woman, she spearheads a charge. Would make first contact with the fire spirit. They fought, and due to terrible rolling on both of their part, neither have hit each other. However, they're locked in, just about touching. And then I figured on your turn, Maverin, we'll resolve what the fire spirit does. You have some stats there. Who does move in, though, is the remaining 4 archers. Well, okay, there are many people. It's not even easy to count, but 4 that will be shooting at people on the palisade. So, Carlio, you're defending against 2 crossbow attacks, and Mavrin, you are defending against 2 crossbow attacks as well.
Okay. Any penalty?
Do we get a bonus
versus
for the
these attacks?
palisade? Or what's and also what is the penalty?
Yeah, I couldn't find anything about a bonus based on being on the palisade, but it says
only
crossbow
thing that
5,
would
so if I
either-
remember. No, that's damage. It's based on their. What is it to hit?
Accuracy,
Accurate.
unless they have a talent.
Got it. Yeah, so -3 to your roll here to defend.
Yeah, the only thing you could have possibly add would be like the shielded trait to the palisade, so we get a +1 defense. But that's up to you.
I like that. It's literally a structure
So we're at
designed
-2.
to defend.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
I get hit.
I do not get hit from the
Alright.
first one. You get to roll 2 times, so. I get hit on the second one.
Oof. Mavrin, defend against, unless you want to take the damage first, it's 5 points of damage before you roll armor.
I'll roll the armor. We'll see what happens.
Same for you, Carlio. Just on the one.
Sounds good.
But you probably have a thing to negate
So
all
I
of
get
it.
3. No, I get hit for 3.
Ooh, LB
I
Hack
take
'em
one.
up. Thanks for the donation of $5. Ooh. Take 1. Boom. All right. So, that's all of them, though. It should feel like a lot of chaos. Many boots on the ground. You're starting to get an inclination that you're greatly outnumbered, but they haven't really fully assembled yet. So you're only getting the first wave, of the fastest, least drugged up robbers among them, and none of the goblins yet. But back at the top of the round, Drachna, what are we doing?
See, it's interesting because I'm at the bottom of the palisades nearest them, but I don't really have any ranged moves here. I don't want to go on full wolf mode and throw myself outside the palisades. Would there be a way to use bushcraft to at least kind of calm the people who are under the effects of Ashvaru's drug without the actual antidote? Would I be able to at least use something to make them more passive? Maybe not something to counteract it completely, but enough to confound it.
The enemies.
Yes.
So
Seeing
how
as
much
I
does
know-
Drachna remember? Did Drachna encounter the cauldron herself?
So, last I met Ashvaru, I was traveling the woods near Thistlehold, and
Yep.
I stopped, saw the camp, and saw this very strange ritualistic mini society based on this one ringleader. At the center of it, both literally and metaphorically, was the cauldron, who I did pass by and showed me a decent amount of the herbology associated with it. I don't know enough to recreate it wholesale, but I'm hoping that I can just disrupt it a bit and kind of like stop them in their tracks for a little bit while we gather our bearings and perhaps I mean I don't even know where Geschvilk is. I saw Geschvilk and Oisin a second ago. Gone. So I have to trust in my friends and give them some extra time.
Right. Yeah, so I will note what you did remember seeing, and what you're seeing right now. Ashfaru, he's leaning over this cauldron, and you saw they came and they inhaled its mists. As far as you know, Wild Chew is a consumed stimulant. You literally chew it. However, it just kind of aerated. You believe? I mean, this might be something that the cauldron does. So if there's a way to get the cauldron, you could reverse the effects of this drug. You could do what Shuglud was talking about to everybody. That's a bit of a stretch, and it's also, probably the most heavily guarded item right now. And yet, you might... No, you don't see Geschvilk, but you know roughly what's going on that endeavor. But
Okay, so I do have
here?
if the core of it is the cauldron, then I will make a risky play. I am going to shapeshift into a vulture, a large bird, and I'm going to try and swoop down and grab one side of the cauldron with both feet and try to at least drag it along the ground, even if I cannot pick it up wholesale. I'm just going to jump off the palisades and turn into a bird.
Okay, yeah, so that'll cover your actions, and I will say mechanically what that's going to do is it's going to provoke a whole 2 attacks of opportunity, in that you're getting close enough to these guards that are, trying to, they're gonna swipe at you. Do me a flavor.
I've been dodging
and
kitties my whole life. This is nothing. Yeah. What can I do?
Let's defend against an accurate of -3. Two times.
So 2 degrees of success on the first one, but on the second one a fail.
All right. Steel yourself against 4 points of damage from a long spear.
Yeah.
Do you have armor?
Takes off a couple. I do not have vulture armor. No. I mean, well, actually,
Okay.
I do because it counts as part of my whatever my hide, my skin. It's 1d6, so I will roll that.
Okay. I was about to say. I was like, do you have feather fall? Because this feather's about to fall. All right.
No, it's a 4 off, so 1 damage.
Rude. Well done. Okay, so we're going to resolve you trying to remove the cauldron next turn, because I think we've...
Yep.
It's like arbitrary, but I think that's a good amount.
Yep.
That's a good solid turn. Mavrin.
First, after the shots, I can just see the one crossbow is more of a graze since the armor took the bulk of it. But seeing Carlio hit immediately just goes over. My Prios' light, please. Make this warrior whole again. And we'll roll it here, not with your actual die, as much as your actual die are so much nicer. Yeah, we'll spend an XP to re-roll that, because no. There. So we succeed. And we shall heal a d6. Heal 6.
Yep.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we're just having no difficulty there. All right, and then for the fire spirit, I believe you have the stat block and the core rule book there
Yeah,
because we did.
so
we beat the promised
what
land.
what is Nightblade's quickness?
Nightblade's quick will be. It's harder to flip PDFs. Tell you what. Quick is a -1.
-1. Okay. So, looking for a 14 or lower. It gets to make 2 attacks. 16 will
Nice.
miss.
Sure does. Oof.
And another 16 will miss.
I
May I
yeah.
spend an XP on the
I did it
benefit
the
of
first time.
spirit?
Yes.
Yes. Fantasy Grounds, if you are somehow watching, improve your dice roller.
Fantasy Grounds is always watching.
7.
If it-
It denies you.
Does that happen?
When Roll20 has more variance than you, something is wrong.
The last 6 rolls that the Fire Spirit have made have been 16, 16, 16, 17, and 18. For context. Great day for Nightblade.
Yeah,
Great day for Nightblade.
that is the beautiful sound of lazy programming. That's the turn.
Right, so I imagine Spirit doesn't need to move or do anything. For context, you're in a good
No.
spot with the Palisade. Are you staying up there?
Yeah, I'm essentially going to be a healing backpack for Carlio at this point.
Fair.
Fair. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, if you wanted to go what is considered prone, for all intents and purposes, it would give you even more cover, because there's just not line of sight. They couldn't even really aim at you.
Once they lose line of sight, they
With
can't
the
actually hit you with any ranged attacks, according to the rules.
Right.
Sure. I will take full cover behind the chest-high wall.
Yes.
We are now playing Gears of War. I am standing next to Carlio, ready to heal him.
Yeah, but in full fashion, I will also note that these people are knocking more bolts, and if they only have one target, it's all going to go to Carlio. So it's like something to balance here if we're playing full strategy.
Fair, but
That's fine.
at the same time, I'm here to heal. That's pretty much what I can do until
Yeah.
they try and climb the palisade.
True. So Carlio.
I will auto hit the
Speak
same
to
guy I
people.
hit the first time, and that's a 6, so I think he drops. Because he took 4 last time.
Bonk.
And they pitifully have.
And the other one,
Pretty sure zero armor.
and you said it's -3, 4 to hit them?
I was wrong. They do have armor. I thought they had 0 armor. They have
Okay.
2 armor. Unless that one.
Okay.
All right. So one is not quite dropped, but close.
Okay.
And their defense is. Defense is +2.
Oh, then yeah, I'd hit him. And he shall take 10, 13 damage.
Number 3 is gone.
Nice. No.
Yeah.
I will roll my to hits all day long. I will roll my damage with my dice because it's not really. I don't trust it. I don't trust it.
All right. So, 3 still stand. And then, of course, there's just still like more than 24 people out and about, which is pertinent for Geschvilk because Geschvilk, you're beyond the wall, sneaking about. You do see Drachna head over and attempt to take the cauldron. And I realized that the actions. I think you still had a chance to try to take it, Drachna, because you only moved. I don't know. I don't know what it takes to transfer.
So yeah, shapeshift. Shapeshift would be an action. So I would have just taken it there, and then now I get to actually just
Got it. All right. So you haven't attempted to do it yet.
No.
So for Geshvok, there's about 3 or 4 robbers still around. 3 very close by near the cauldron, 1 further off. And then, of course, this old witch, Ashfaru. What do you do?
I'm guessing Geshvok doesn't just see vials on her person. Geshvok doesn't know what they're supposed to be looking for. They don't know what an antidote looks like. So maybe if Geshvok just kills this person, we could just bring all of her things.
I mean, that's fair. Do we want to try to...
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I love that idea.
Geshvok is going to try and sneak up behind her. Pulling a
All right.
dagger kind of from the folds of their cloak.
Yes.
Let me roll resolute. Against their resolute, so I don't know if she notices.
Against their resolute? Their resolute is a -1.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, that meets, so that's okay.
Yep. Okay, so what, you've got like a sneak attack?
Yeah, backstab.
Let's do it. And for completeness here, Ashfaru, the poison maker of Nightblade, is a renegade man-witch who stands tall, has skin described as leathery, according to me weeks ago, and a long beard. Shout out to Anthony's notes.
Well, we just need to formulate lotion. Hopefully he won't be so, like, crabby.
It's true. This is actually just a long Kleenex ad. It's just the...
Yeah.
it's just for the notes. Yeah.
And then backstab's an additional 1d4.
Ooh!
And that's just one. Oh,
Right.
go. Alright, so just 5 damage.
Okay.
Geshvok just kind of attempts to, like, from their height, probably, like, dig this dagger, like, in the low part of their spine, trying to, like, incapacitate them.
Ooh. Yeah. Getting in that that gown lets out a... I believe this means you're just spotted at this point, right?
Yeah, once they attack.
Wait, what do you mean?
Seen.
Okay.
So
got it.
with their unnoticeable, they were invisible, but now that they've attacked, it's gone.
Unnoticeable. All right, Nightblade is gonna attempt to get rid of this thing. Because Nightblade's not very happy. Nightblade is a boss, but we used a magical artifact to probably, we'll see. We'll see if we're deleting Nightblade pretty quickly here. Okay, so your fire spirit is defending against an attack with no modifier.
Okay, no modifier. Huh.
Yep.
Oakley dokley. So trying to roll under a 13. Success.
Hey. All right. Very well. Ocean, where are we at with you again?
What up?
Where are you?
I'm going to get out my pen, and I'm gonna start calculating the distance between myself and I guess this leader. And yeah, my hope is to, after calculations, just dig a tunnel to this person underneath. And yeah, kind of collapse the tunnel and shred their kneecaps or something like that.
So, which one? So the witch or the knight? The knight fighting
Ooh,
the
the
fire spirit?
knight.
The witch. Okay. Knight is about 40 feet away.
Let's do this.
Okay, so I will want a cunning check. If you are not on the palisade, it's at a -3. If you are on the palisade, it's at a -2. But there are not a lot
Yeah,
of. She's not even standing near anything that you could have as a frame of reference, so it's going to be difficult.
Yeah. All right. So -3. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Let's do this. Ah, crap! Put in the dice tower. Can you see it? Or should I
Yeah,
roll again?
it went poorly.
Oh no! Oh no!
19. Yeah, she's easily 900 meters away, according to your calculations.
Gosh darn it!
Or something went wrong. One of the two.
Yeah, I'm like, crap. This is not a good day. Crap. Oh man. So yeah, he is just gonna start digging towards the knight and oh god. No, I probably shouldn't, because that's just like an easy way to get back in for all the bad guys. You know what? I've helped out Geschwalk. I will retreat back into the our fortress with my rock, and I'll get up on the palisade, and I guess next turn get ready to throw a rock at the knight. I'll show him.
All right. Yeah, so you did your calculations. It didn't look clean. We have a rock, and you're prepared to chuck it. I think that takes our crossbows. Setting upon Carleo. Carleo, if you would defend against 3 attacks.
Sure. Not a problem. I hope my little assistant gets to shoot her bow and hopefully take out the guy I've injured a bunch. That's my hope.
Ooh.
I'm good on the first one. All right, I roll.
All
Yeah,
right.
don't even really matters what I roll under, but yeah. Still a
Yep.
7 gets me there. Good on the second one. And I'll get hit on the third one. Set for 5
All
damage.
Yep.
It does nothing. I rolled a 6 on my D8 of soak. So
Well done.
it grazes off my armors.
All right. Gashvilk.
Yes.
You don't have a long weapon, right?
I do. I have a quarterstaff.
Oh wait, did I? You do. Okay, good. So the fourth one that wasn't very far away is moving in to attempt to dispatch you. So I think you get an attack.
Yes.
But beyond that, I think you're defending against 4 attacks.
This is fine. This is not fine.
Drachna, I imagine you don't have a long weapon, but you are there as well.
So I do have a spear, the Agmomenon, but I am in bird form probably.
Butter,
Not
butter form.
here. Yeah, but I'm a bird.
Yeah.
Butter form.
All right. Okay. So you're gonna. So they're accurate for. I'm trying to remember how robbers be. All right. So our folks with spears have an accurate of 13, so the modifier is -3. Geshvilk, you are getting hit, yes?
Geshvilk has armor now. Carleo made sure.
Yep. Okay, because you're going to have to defend against 4 attacks at -3. Your attack... they have a defense of +2, so
Good on the second.
14 will not.
Yeah, that's that. So
Okay.
1,
Well done.
2, hey,
Nope.
Ooh.
3.
Oof.
That one does hit.
All right.
I'm sorry, what was their accurate? Like, what am I adding?
-3. Their accurate's 13.
Minus.
2.
Alright. Then the first one, only the one would have not hit. The other ones all hit.
All right. So 4 points of damage 3 times.
Alright, there's armor for the first.
No.
So, 1. Armor for second.
Well done. Okay.
Armor for third.
I love the whole everything's being calculated instead of me doing it. Where
You said
so
that
you're
was 4
taking
points of damage?
Each one is for
2.
4 points of damage. You're only taking
2.
2 points. Well done. Aw.
Like, armor helps so much, Carleo. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also food. Thanks for the food, Carleo. I miss you, Dice.
Thanks for the food.
But I also don't.
Carleo.
Yeah, you don't need them for this game. Put them away, Ian. They're not.
No, it's
here.
good.
They're not
I
needed.
kind of like it. I kind of like it. It's the only way to have, 10 people on the board. Quite literally. Top of order. It's between Mavrin and Drachna.
I'm gonna pick up this cauldron first, and if I fail, Maven maybe can help me afterwards.
All right.
Strong?
Yes. I don't know if there's an inferred penalty due to the fact that you're a bird. The
Aw.
cauldron is many times heavier than you. Let's just see what we get.
Right.
I'm willing to be impressed by your wing power.
What vulture power can I get on this? Hey, okay. Wow. 8 degrees of success.
Ooh, okay.
A 2.
Okay.
Yes.
Um,
When I needed it.
So-
When I needed it.
you're picking the cauldron up from one handle.
With both claw and flying it back, and who I hit on the way, like, sorry, rip.
Geshvilk, I need you to make... No, I'm just kidding. No.
Oh,
Okay, wow,
no.
so good.
Oh no.
So, some
need to
contents
address-
spill out, but it's almost like it's like tipping over a humidifier. You're gonna get like a liquid content, and then just the whoosh the smoke coming out. This is left field. Stab me in the back, shame on me. Stab me in the back and steal my cauldron. I'm an unhappy man witch. Okay. Do you have actions left? You have movement.
I do have movement. I'm going
Where
to
are we
move curving. Okay, I guess as there would no way that I could speak common in bird. Is that correct? Nope. I don't believe so. So there's no.
No. Some birds can do that though, so I don't know.
That's true. I'm not
That's
a corvid.
Weird
I
that
don't
you picked a
believe-
bird. Okay.
It's funny.
Yeah.
I don't believe
Vultures
so.
aren't known for conversation.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so. So there's no real
That really
like
just depends on how
way-
dehydrated you are.
Yeah, they just say who
There's
died.
no way back in. Yeah. There's no way back in. So I'm not gonna like just go towards the entrance. I feel like the only way that I would make it is by wrapping around, and hopefully finding something that I can use to pop it in. I'm
Oh
going.
my god,
so I'm
don't
going
go
to-
in the hole. You'll die.
You can just fly. You can fly over the wall.
You can just
Am
fly
I wrong about
over.
that?
It's not a.
Oh, but I.
You can fly.
No.
Well, I didn't know if the cauldron. I mean, if it was heavy enough that you'd prevent me from flying. But I'm happy to lift the cauldron into
You-
the sky and take it with me and go over.
Okay, I will say it is heavy enough that at the end of your movement, you do have to park that bad boy. It is heavier than you, so it's more like taking on trips. You're like, whoa, up. I want to point out though, I think, based on my memory, that unless they've already used it, these spear fighters, the 4 men and women that were supposed to guard Ashfaru, I think they get to attack you as you try to exit.
That makes a reasonable sense. So let's see if I don't
Okay.
fall from this.
Before that, I have a question logistically. If Drachva has to stop between trips, if Drachva just chooses to let go of the cauldron rather than go down with it, what happens to the person under the cauldron? I'm just asking for a friend.
They're hit with a, yeah,
Bonk.
a
So
lot.
that's just an idea, just throwing it out there.
Bonk.
Considering just what a heavy table can do if it just slides against flesh, yeah, that's bad.
Like if you have to stop anyway, you might as well let go of it and drop it on somebody.
Crunch.
Yeah.
And then I gotta pick it up again
Whirling
though.
ocean.
I mean, to pick it up again anyway. You're stopping
true,
every
it's
time in
fact.
between. You have to pick it up again anyway. You might as well use it as a weapon.
Just
Okay,
gotta- well,
so
I just mean I have to
Drachva?
roll strong again. Uh-huh.
Let's defend against. Let's defend against 3. I'm not assuming a perfect formation and tact here. Defend against 3 spear attacks, because one of them doesn't have a spear. I will say it was the one that approached Gashford. So yeah, defend against 3 spear attacks, as they try to get.
Okay, I got a 1
And you
on my
are-
second roll.
Well done.
So none. I did get a 19 on my first roll, so rip. And then on the third one,
Ooh,
5 degrees of success. So only 1 hit so far.
5 degrees of success. Okay, good. Yep. they're
Squawk!
actually-
Roll your high.
so armor against 4 spear damage.
Yep. 1d6. 6. Give me 2 health back now. I mean, I don't take any damage.
Gosh. Oh my goodness. All right. Maverin.
Iron Feather, call me. Strong beak.
All right, let's see if this fire spirit can do some work. 18. No, we're not doing work today. 12. Finally.
Huzzah!
Finally. Take 9.
All right. So, okay, yeah, it's weird because the enemies both have like flat numbers. So, she's gonna take 5. which is not her pain threshold. But I'm informed by her as the storyteller that she's quite pissed off at this fire spirit. Now, what does Mavrin do?
I think it's very much that sort of like peeking over the palisade, and in this moment, as seeing the spirit now, like thrashing and Nightblade going up slightly in flame. You know, retreat is always an option. It's tactically sound.
Just the sound of an 8-foot fire spirit like crashing into the armor of our corrupted knight. I love it. And while you're saying this, Carlio, you're with Melga up there,
Yeah,
just
I'll-
firing away.
Popping shots. I'll roll on the auto hit one, same one I've already hit. He's got 2 arrows in him. He can use a third. 5 damage this time, so he'll take 3 more. I don't know if that drops him or not. You had to subtract some stuff, so.
4 drops them. 4 drops them.
All right, so he drops.
Yep, 2 remain.
That leaves 2, and Nightblade just went up with the big fires, right?
They're still alive, but they've
Uh-huh.
been very badly
Yeah.
burned.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take my shot at Nightblade this time rather than the other guy.
Smart.
I guess I'll spend an XP to re-roll that awful 20 because I don't like it.
Oof.
I can never escape hero points.
Weirdly enough, a 16 actually hits if she only has a -1 modifier.
Yeah. So it would hit.
I will spend a second XP to just deal maximum damage of 18.
Okay, wait. So I know what you said, but I'm gonna pretend I didn't know what you said because that's significant. So just let me do my bit. How much damage?
18. There you go. You can get your stuff in.
All right.
Get your
Yeah.
spot
That's the wrong system. 18 isn't really a number that comes up here. So why don't you tell me what happens here?
Does it kill them or does it just meet pain threshold? I assume it just met pain threshold.
18?
It has. She has armor.
Yeah,
13?
Armor of
So
4.
she's been hit. Yeah.
Okay, she does have 18 total hit points now, so she might be dead. That's fair.
Moida.
Yeah, yeah, that's enough
Taken
to
17.
do her in.
Well,
Okay.
Yeah,
Is
there's
that
no.
yeah.
Sure.
No, taken 19.
Cool.
She has taken 19 damage.
Sure. Is she wearing a helmet? Or is it open face?
She is wearing a helmet.
I'll
She's
go
wearing
right
a
through the
helmet.
eye slit.
Yes.
And I'll repeat what Mavrim said. Retreat is still an option.
I think I've got a sound for that.
The best
There's always a good
persuasion.
sound for
is a
that.
Good intimidation.
There it is.
Yep.
That's the one. Body hits the floor. Gashvilk, as I believe you're next. You've managed to get away, is that correct? Or no, you haven't gotten away yet. You've just been swarmed.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Someone got the cauldron.
the bird got the cauldron. Yes. And I'm guessing that the alchemist witch is just chasing after their cauldron. Or are they still right here?
You would have gotten a stab there. Ran away.
Yeah, they haven't tried to run away yet. they're all still with you. They attempted to like stab the thing, but they haven't chased yet.
Yeah. Geschwalk sort of looks around, very clearly outnumbered. Well, aren't you going to get your cauldron? Seems like you're losing the battle just looking at a little goblin over here.
Ashfaru, the old witch, grabbing at his back. Now you see he's looking, just examining it in shock. It's that dark blood that you get at night. His face illuminated by the fire in the distance. That beast seemed to have been victorious, I guess. Kill them now! You are surrounded. And they don't seem to be seeking the cauldron right now.
Then I guess Geschwalk is just going to kind of fight out of desperation and lunge at the nearest person with their dagger.
All right.
Let's see here. I could use my discreet on this. Alright. It's just a normal 5 damage hit.
All right. And as far as I can tell, yeah, that's 3 going through. Do you attempt to flee?
Yes. I don't know if Geschwalk really sees any way of getting out of this since they're surrounded, so they're gonna take attacks.
They are.
But Geschwalk also wants to live. So yeah, Geschwalk will try to run after stabbing this person. They will then attempt to run past them to get out.
All right. So you are flanked.
Yeah.
So all 4 of them have advantage.
But only
So-
one attack is. Only one of them gets to take a shot though, because the other 3 took a shot at Drachna when Drachna flew off the cauldron. This is the same round.
Oh, right. It is the same round. Haha. Yes, you are correct.
What?
So you're defending against 1. Good strat. Good strat. Also, props for not metagaming that, because I like the tension while it lasted. I just totally forgot that was the same round. We're still in round
Me
3.
too.
Geschwalk.
Geschwalk rolled poorly.
Yeah, because they're at a minus
Geschwalk has
5
armor.
total now. Geschwalk does have
Yeah.
armor.
Geschwalk
Sorry,
does.
defend against 4.
Seven. Geschwalk takes 2. There we go.
Beautiful. You have a feeling you're going to be chased. Are we headed straight
My
to the
legs
gate?
are
Where are we
little.
going?
There's forest, right, surrounding this palisade.
Yeah,
They're running to the forest.
it's past quite a far clearance. You're equidistant. You're as close to the forest. Well, actually, no, you're closer to the forest because that's how you snuck up. You could just dart into the forest.
Yeah, that's their plan.
All right. Ocean.
With little legs.
I feel like Ocean seeing a poor little goblin is gonna go back to his tunnel and just kind of wave at Geschwalk and ready a rock for the inevitable chase.
Yeah, so I will point out what you will notice. They haven't acted yet, but what you will notice is these people are not advancing. Not like they were a second ago. They saw Nightblade just die. just get
Yeah.
wrecked. And for that, they've stopped their charge and have started to fall back and head over to Ashfaru, the witch.
We won. Yeah, good job, everyone. He's gonna like raise his hands, his pump. Yeah.
They all have a chance to go, and they're going to use their actions to try to break out of combat to end the round. So if everyone else is a thumb up on that, we can reconvene for some drama. Okay.
I'm gonna be cheesy. I'm sorry. Can I see
What's your thing?
Ashfaru? Can I see Ashfaru? And can I see anybody chasing Geshvolk? First question is, can I see Ashfaru and I can see anybody chasing Geshvolk? Those are my two questions.
So you would be able to see Geshvilk, I imagine. You saw the cauldron get lifted, so that you know that drew attention. And Ashfaru is, I think, 100 feet away.
Sure.
I think was the number I had. Yeah.
I'm. My first concern is anybody actually chasing Geshvolk into the forest, or are they leaving Geshvolk to run away?
They attempted to, and then they're falling back. Yep.
I'm gonna get this cauldron. Yeah,
I'll use
easier prey.
I'll use my 2 free arrows that auto hit on Ashfaru before they leave. If I can see them, I can hit them and just roll damage.
Okay. Ashfaru might have a thing. I don't remember how.
Ashfaru might have a counter response. That's totally fine.
No, not a thing for this.
Yeah. So I'll just push the advantage until they flee.
All right. Tell me what those 2 get.
4 and 3. So 7. They've got armor. It's like whatever armor you're subtracting from everybody else, but it's more damage on the wizard.
All right. Yeah, Ashfaru is not having a good day. Just got stabbed in the back. Cauldron stolen. 2 bolts that land and connect, bleeding, limping, and calling these drug-addicted robbers to encircle him so as to provide some like meat shield cover before calling retreat. We'll find another way. People start to head back. I guess the most pressing question, because nobody else had anything. Mavrin, the flame spirit will remain at the road. Is that correct?
It will remain until it is dismissed or until an hour passes.
Okay. It seems the forces have retreated. What do we do?
Head count, who's injured?
Can I roll in
not-
the cauldron at this point?
Don't know when Geshvilk makes it back. We'll check them. They're giving chase for a brief.
Stumbling over the ogre that stands taller than the short palisade in some places. Is this and you'll notice there's like an arrow like sort of wedged into his head at an angle. It was like a graze, and there's a bunch of blood just like a river of.
Come here. And we'll try and heal him. We'll spend an XP.
Yep. This is how a last stand should
There.
be. We're just going.
I heal him 1. Because we're back to doing that.
Okay, the bleeding has stopped. There's splinters in his brain. But that's a future problem. We sort of peeks over to just try to watch what's happening. It really just looks like they're retreating and reconvening on the road up ahead again. Sans a cauldron. I think Carleo and Ocean, you saw Geschvilk retreat into the woods. And then Drachna is skipping in like a pebble on a lake, carrying this cauldron, landing every few paces, flaps the wing. Actually, I think I want a strong test to get it over the wall, because you haven't been able to like get it there. You're like dragging it on the wet grass, like you're using the smoothness of the wet grass.
Two degrees of success?
Yeah, so like it's like near, but it's not quite getting up.
It's
Maybe
like
you're
stuck.
like attempting to like get the,
It's like-
the
it's
lip
like
of the cauldron
stuck
on. Yeah, Ocean, you see this?
Like-
It's right on your side.
I'm like watching. I mean, I can't.
Some popcorn? I
Yeah,
can't
like-
do anything.
Yep.
Does someone want to help this? Someone come over here. Maybe. There's this bird. We're being attacked potentially by a bird. A warrior of some sort. Stare at this bird.
I think we get some other people to help bring the cauldron in. Maybe the goblin and some other folks. I'm looking
Yeah.
around for Geschvilk to circle
Persuade
back.
the ogre to reach
Yeah.
and retrieve the cauldron.
Yeah, I mean it's nothing for Mangle. Just reaches over, picks the thing up, essentially. Yeah, pretty much like just kind of like two fingers, not really. Hoists it. Lands. All of its contents have been removed due to the mess. So you don't have necessarily what you need. Drachna, what do you do?
Definitely shift back into human form and kind of look at it dumbfounded. That I'm like, I thought this was supposed to be a less violent path. I was like trying to avoid some death and focus on the healing of these people. But now with the cauldron empty, a renewed vigor stands upon me, and I draw my spear and point it in the direction where Ashvar retreated, saying, "We have merely one half of the puzzle. We require the second that has just fled from us to assist the people around us." And make it clear that without Ashvaru, we don't have what we need, like you're saying.
Why do we need the witch?
This
I feel like I'm
is
missing something.
This is the witch's cauldron. The witch is attuned to it. Only he can concoct the strange drugs and antidotes for said drugs that he pumps out of this cauldron. It is tied to him. Unfortunately, the last of his brew has been emptied in the rescue of the cauldron. And we won't be able to get what we need without him making a new batch.
So, like, you can't attune to the cauldron.
If I had more time, yeah, I think I could.
I mean, they'll probably wait till they don't see the fire spirit anymore, and then they'll probably try again, maybe. But
Maybe we can make it seem like we have another.
Not in the best state.
Maybe
ahead.
we can make it seem like we have another gym with another fire.
I mean, unless your former associate has abilities to heal themselves, they're probably not in a good way.
That's true, and although I do think he does, whether or not the same can be said, or rather, would he expend the energy for those around him, I doubt it. So he'll probably be fine when we see him, but I think his guards, quote unquote, should be the same.
We
How many of them do you
are
think will be
holding
able
a
to keep
defensive
without the
position.
practice brew?
This brew is quite unique. Something that Ashvaru taught me. A concoction and a reverse to the concoction, which represents both the drug and its antidote. Looking back on it, seeing how Ashvaru changed the people within the Palisades, pointing to the hot tub of the intoxicated evil playing the chessboard, it's clear he saps their mind from them and keeps them here, dull, unmoving.
Fair enough. I assume normal stimulants aren't going to help remove them from this particular situation.
We haven't tried it, that's for sure. We're getting ready to mainline a bunch of adrenaline straight into one of these. No, I'm joking. Into one.
I see the pressing issue more as the addled associates of this witch being the thing that we need to be concerned with. As for cures, I am not unsympathetic, but I think that's less pressing at this time.
Then stopping him? We can do both. Let's just go up there and drag him here.
I don't like leaving a defensible position, and if he really needs this cauldron, he will be back.
That's a good.
I also continue to look around for Geschvilk, because I don't know where Geschvilk went.
Okay, so okay, this is interesting. We can make it's gonna be opposed. So you're searching, which is vigilant.
Vigilance. Unless I roll real well.
Yep. Modified by Geschvilk's discreet. So the -1.
Oh, I rolled a 2. So
Perfect.
Hey, how's it going?
So you caught something a little wild that was going to happen. It appears Ashfaru doesn't see this, but Geschvilk is en route to something. Geschvilk, what are you doing?
Seeing that Geschvilk wasn't being followed in the woods, Geschvilk sort of slows their running, and kind of begins to like skirt through the trees, following this retreat to see what it is that Ashvaru and the others are doing. They're kind of watching to see if they relax a little bit and if Geschvilk is finally able to get whatever Ashvaru is carrying.
Yeah. Ashfaru is on the far side of a wagon that they use to carry things. Obviously, they're like a traveling group of cookie cutter bandits, essentially, which you had to deal with in the mountains. But being on the other side and out of line of sight, sort of protected, they've sort of let their guard down. Ashfaru has still has as many guards nearby, but isn't expecting anything over here. Are you
There are
approaching
goblins
Ashfaru?
around him, right?
Yes, there's a bunch of pissed off goblins. A little bit like somewhere else in this like scattering of people. They're basically their own robber caravan, honestly.
Yeah. So I feel like the thing about goblins is that most Ambrians don't take the time to memorize their faces or what they look like or distinguish them. So Geschfolk is going to watch for a moment and then literally like kind of take on that like whatever emotion that the other goblins are purveying, if it's like the drugs or if it's just like their anger, it is going to try and join that group of goblins.
Perfect. So, Carlo, you see exactly that.
Okay.
Geschfolk attempting to blend it, moving in to this group that is, which by the way, great job. It's very far. It's like 200 feet away. But you knew Geschfolk was in the woods, so seeing the goblin come out of the woods, you can spot them pretty easily. Do you do anything?
No. I just kind of I relax a bit more knowing that Geschfolk is okay because now I have an eye on Geschfolk. They didn't get like hunted down in the woods by some bandits we didn't see. So I trust Geschfolk to do the appropriate stabbing at the appropriate time, so it's fine.
Yeah. Do you convey what you see with your good eyes?
I let everybody know Geschfolk is okay, and
Okay.
is doing Geschfolky things. Because I don't necessarily know that somebody is or isn't a traitor. Because I don't know these people.
Right. Drachna, you have the cauldron. So all of the drug-addicted robbers and some goblins, theoretically their time is up on the supply. What is your strategy? Are we still on defense? Are we calling out Ashfaru? Do you have any? Is this like I have another bargaining chip? We open negotiations again?
I don't think I have. As a last resort, I will attempt to attune to the cauldron myself and attempt to concoct an antidote from residual materials left in there. But for now, you're right. I think I do have to trade with Ashfaru and try to get him to concoct some new antidote in exchange for the cauldron back. Now, I mean, I'm still inside the palisade, and he's escaped at this point. I don't think there's any way to get my message to him easily, unless it would take like a concerted effort of some of us leaving, meeting about halfway, concocting it, and then
So you
giving
probably
it
don't
to
need to
me
give
so I
him.
could-
Yeah, I wouldn't say you need to bargain the cauldron back. But he's lost the ability to make drugs for his troop here, which is altogether a bad thing for him. So that might give you power to negotiate. But also, it raises a question. Do these goblins know that Ashfaru now can't make their drugs?
So we haven't told anybody. This is true. We haven't actually directed any of the anger at Ishvaru. I'm just gonna. A light bulb goes off in my head as I
Nobody knows what that is.
lay the
It's
cauldron.
witch stuff.
Yeah.
Continue.
Purely only which side can see it. I lay my cauldron down, and I try to call the others, both in the hot tub and those left behind. Come. Get your next fix at the cauldron as I line them up. And then I kind of show them the emptiness of the cauldron as they get close. Oh, I'm sorry. Was there not enough for you? Was there not enough to continue your rage? There's not enough for these people hurt either. But I know who is to blame.
Okay. So these goblins are they're having a week, so I need you to defend against a couple attacks here.
That's worth it. I'm completely fine. with
Okay,
it.
all right.
Okay, a
It's
one.
good.
A one. A
Okay,
one?
well done.
Second time in a row? I'm sorry, go ahead.
2 ones. Okay.
Let's
Defend
lose
against
it.
the third one, which is not flanked, so your odds are very good.
Okay,
Uh,
let's see how I...
but their accurate is a -1.
Okay, I mean, definitely get hit on the last one.
Okay.
That's 16.
You're looking at 4 damage.
Okay, 1d6.
No. They're not attacking with a weapon. They're attacking physically. So just do 2. Yeah, they're not gonna spear you for that. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, 2 damage off. So still
Okay,
kind
you're
of,
shoved, bullied for playing with their fix, essentially. Yeah, they're quite pissed off. Chuglin's the one that landed that
Listen.
blow.
Listen, it's not me. I can't give this cauldron back to Ashvaru. Ashvaru needs to come here and make you more. Can you bring him here? Can you make him do this? I say, and it was about 4 left over, correct?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
he'll make
I will
it.
gladly roll cunning. I will make it. And Ashvaru will too. You just need to bring Ashvaru here. The nice, warm place by the hot tub. Hot springs.
He'll make it. We'll make him make it. But if Ashfaru doesn't come? Ashfaru won't come.
Only if you make him. If not, I'll do the best that I can myself, just with the cauldron. But for now, try your hardest.
These goblins look very distraught because they know what they have to do, which is to secure more wild chew. But they don't like their odds at all, so they convene amongst each other. They're leaning on going out and somehow making a demand, maybe speaking with the other goblins on the other side. But I want to ask Ocean, what are you doing while this is happening?
I mean, I'm a lot going on here. I mean, I feel like when Drachna is forming the line of goblins, Ocean would definitely be at the back of the line, because he wants to be a part of something. Then when he realizes there's nothing in the cauldron and he didn't want it anyway, he'll just give a thumbs up to Drachna and be like, "So what do I do? Because I dug a hole using a regular shovel underneath the wall so that the Geschvelk could come underneath and sneak back in. But I'm not, the brawny type of killy, fighty thing that most everyone else here is. My books have nothing to say about such a situation."
I don't know. Do you really think it's a good idea?
What? I mean, I could make some traps and such. That's probably the best I can do.
Yeah.
Could you create a hole?
Coulter's family, by the way, is still setting up and securing traps. This place is fortified, for what it's worth.
Okay, so it'd be nothing that Ocean
Is there glass?
No.
Clay pots.
There's a lot of buckets and jars with pitch.
And how much water? Because I see the map had like those huge hot springs. How much water would you say are in those?
It is. I mean, it's a small pool in that wellspring.
Okay. All right. I will work on the outside defenses, sure. In preparation for the battle. Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. Whew. Okay. Ocean out. And I think like in preparation, because we plan to like turtle up here, right, until they get back.
Pretty much.
According to Mavrin.
Yeah, so
Aurelio, yeah.
using his burrow, he's gonna pretty much like create these very thin trenches outside of the walls, like zigzagging around, so that if they step on it, their foot just goes immediately through the earth into the hole. So just kind of like these horrible pit traps. That's more so to slow them down so that we can throw stuff at them. And yeah, if he can grab some pot, he'll smash them and just kind of ensure that they have sharp points, so that he can put them around the wall. So when their foot goes through, it lacerates like their flesh and their tendons and such. Yeah, just kind of just prepping the exterior of the wall with deadly traps.
Yeah, you do notice that there are distant scouts, pretty much along the tree line. Not very many, 3 or 4. They watch you and they don't interact, lest they face the wrath of Carlio or Melga. But unless Mavrin or Carlio intervene, these goblins will, given basically no choice. I mean, they're getting pretty convulsive at this point. They will set out to try to convince Ashfaru to speak about making more drugs, or at least breaking the addiction.
I deeply apologize to them. Well, I mean, I can. Could I? Because I thought it was empty, like too empty to give them any. But it's not like I want them to suffer. I would love to give them a little something to like top them off at least. And
they might. I mean, they might attempt to lick the bowl of that cauldron, but last it was used for wild chew anyway. They're trying to break their addiction, as much as sate it. So they want the wild chew, but they also love the idea of not being addicted to it, which allegedly Shuglud managed to do. We've learned.
Shuglud,
and they're willing to risk everything to make it happen.
No, like before they head off, like I choose a bit of selflessness here if I can, and try to ordain Shuglud to assist in this process. I mean, we have the cauldron. I'm a witch. What more could we possibly need? Is Shuglud around us, or is still with Geshwa?
Shuglud is around, is among these goblins. He actually shoved you. Actually, no, Shuglud would not have shoved you. Shuglud is not addicted to these substances, but was nearby, gathered when you had the cauldron. What would you say to Shuglud?
Listen, I know you spent a lot of time with my saintly friend, Geshvilk. You know, the one who can do no wrong. Is completely pure and uncorrupted in all possible ways. And I commend you for that. I can understand wanting to run away from the world's horrors. But this is one time. I must ask you to stand strong. You may not know me, but we both know Ashvaru. And this cauldron is his. Please, allow these goblins a moment of respite. Heal them, slightly if you can. Enough to make their decision willingly and on their own, such that we don't send them into death purely on physical itch alone. I'm happy to roll cunning.
let's attempt that actually.
Mhm.
Hmm.
2 degrees of success. Meh.
I mean, I imagine it's like versus Resolute. Probably. No, what would it be modified by?
Yeah, I think
I'm
it's
always so tripped up by
willpower.
the adjectives.
I think willpower is against like social stuff and Reza. Mm. I'm
Resolute
like,
is the basis for willpower.
oh yeah, resolute. You get it.
Yep. All right. So it does succeed. Okay. But if the others if they don't think you're gonna win, we're on the wrong side. They
I'll
wanna
take
be
those
afraid of
odds.
this, but you thought about how badly they wanted the wild shoe out of that cauldron.
And I would have given it to them.
Drachna, let's hope they want a way out of this as bad as they want the drug. And the goblins are gonna hop over the palisade if we have nothing else. And I think that's where we're gonna cut to break. We're gonna break for about 10 minutes and see what become of the goblins as they attempt to start peace talks, I guess. It's a mess, but it's Blight Night for a reason, so stick around. We'll be back in 10. Voyage over. And we're back. The night of blight is certainly upon us. Perhaps almost over? We don't know. I will say we have to take this from Geshvilk's perspective. Much to the surprise of the band of robbers. They were seeking something, and that something remains to be seen. They had something taken from them. There's a lot of politics, a lot of things going on. Geshvilk, I think you've successfully, I'm pretty sure, did you roll for it yet to blend in? I think you did. I don't remember.
I don't know if I don't think I
Yes,
actually rolled to
you-
blend in. Okay, yes.
Oh, you did. Yeah, I thought you did. Okay, yeah. So you're fine. The goblins, of course, don't recognize you at all, but they're not questioning it. What matters is that the other robbers don't question it, because they're just, whatever. It's just goblins.
Exactly.
The talk of this little band is that they're planning to attack again. Ashfaru eventually does approach with his guards. They're really just mercenaries with him.
Oh, guess that ducks their head.
Yeah. There's been a development. You see, the Chew. They've taken it from you. They have your cauldron. I'll make more for you, but we need to get it back.
But you couldn't even get in the first time. Gosh, look like chime in.
This one doesn't know their place. Well, would you do without it? Look at you. Miserable. You can't be without the Chew, so you have no choice. What? A guard, she informs him. The goblins, they're returning. Things get a little bit confusing. The goblins arrive. And they explain essentially what Drachna said. Geshvilk, do you intervene? Shuglud is here, and Shuglud recognizes you, as do at least one or two of these goblins. And doesn't say anything.
Oh, good. Once they
You learn some.
tell, yeah.
They're asking for Ashfaru's presence to negotiate in a way that isn't, leading to more bloodshed. They say what they say about the cauldron, and these goblins start to feel a little bit of doubt. They're not the only ones addicted to the wild chew, though. All these robbers are. They're split on what to do, though.
You mean
What does me? Sorry, does me having spoken to them earlier and kind of telling them, hey, like I need to convince them. Are they still considering that as a possible mission path?
They're on your side, Drachna. Geshvilk, they seem
Okay.
to be, they're led. The goblins tell Ashfaru that Drachna told them to tell Ashfaru that they know Ashfaru needs the cauldron in order to make the drugs. But this is the part where it's tricky because they're being deceived. They're being told that if Ashfaru can just come over and make drugs, then all the goblins will be happy because they'll get their drugs. Surely Ashfaru would be happy to do that because Ashfaru takes care of these goblins.
Of course. that's
Ashfaru is very pissed off to hear this. and will move to speak with the men and women who are moving to fell a tree over on a hill nearby. While like whacking branches off of it. It's a smaller tree.
Oh, cool. So the Ambrians have left the goblins alone.
Yeah, colonizers are not around.
Perfect. Geshvok will kind of look at Shuglug and then like around at the other goblins. We outnumber them. That witch, the other Ambrians. Why don't we just take them out? We're without the drugs now. We don't need that. Goblins take care of their own. And we could get through whatever illness comes from not being on it anymore, but we don't need these Ambrians telling us what to do.
You want it for yourself. A goblin woman named Meek calls out from like a blind spot, sort of, like as in this huddle. You want the chew for yourself.
I don't want the chew for any of you.
We need it. We can't be without it. There's more of them anyway. This one doesn't count.
Goblins are stronger together. They're just going to use us as fodder. You think he's going to get us more chew?
He always does.
We'll be slaves again.
Ashfaru protects us, and
Ashfaru
one just
spits on
wants it.
you. He doesn't take care of you. Ambrians never take care of us. Goblins take care of goblins. Now, do you want the chew or do you want your family?
This is the Varagoldru tribe, and basically what's left of them. You've come to understand Geshvilk. They've been decimated due to recent history before being taken in. This is a time to make a test. If you have an ability to try to convince someone, let's try to convince Meek.
Not really. I mean, I have Sixth Sense. That's about it.
Okay.
Except in all challenges, I have to take the worst results. So,
Okay.
I guess this this would be a persuasion roll.
Yeah, so, yep.
No. Yeah, 16. No, Geshvok, not persuasive.
You could spend the,
Did you get a
the
16
XP
or
to
a
take that 6.
I have to take the worst result.
Oh, damn.
It's the
Ooh.
pariah of my people. Clearly, Geshvok is not of this tribe and cannot speak as family because Geshvok is themselves not family.
Okay. And they'll point that out. Meek, you're not even one of us. You hear the felling of a tree, Ashfaru is headed back to the goblins, acting sort of fatherly again. It's like really a Stockholm Syndrome type situation. And when he returns, well, what'll it be? And Meek says,
How close does he get to them?
He stands so he can speak comfortably 10 feet away from Meek, who is adjacent to you.
Once Meek starts speaking, Geshvolk is going to try and like sidle closer to where Ashfaru is.
Okay. Meek is going to say, they sit in a nest of wood. The cauldron won't burn. Everything else will. We burn it down and we take it back. Burn it all down. Ashfaru seems pleased. The goblins seem conflicted, but they have like a slight majority in favor of this idea because from their sweats, you could tell all they're thinking about is the wild shoe. But I want to ask Geshrilk before we take it over back to base, what do you do in this moment?
Geshvolk is going to leap on Ashru and try and stab them. In like the eye or something.
Right.
Something to like
Ayo.
debilitate them.
Okay, I'm going to cut it over because Carlio, you do see what's happening in the distance. They are felling a tree, a small tree, and knocking all of its branches off.
Mhm.
Any guess on what they're doing?
They're making a ram.
Bingo. You will notice, and it's not a lot, but there are some reinforcements coming in off in the distance who even knows if they're trying to play this game, but they are making their way up the road. Their numbers still aren't incredible. It's still not even 30. If you account for the goblins. Do either of you or Ocean or Drachna have anything pressing to do here? in this
No, I
moment?
mean, I'll
So-
continue to just create the traps.
If it's defended,
So do-
I mean, I can leave
As
the
a side
cauldron
note,
with
do
them.
we
and-
now know Ocean has made said traps out there and tunneled under things?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I can avoid them now.
Carly will have them move some of the pitch into the pit so we can just light them up when they fall in there.
Light them up.
Also,
Because they go ahead.
if I may, just on the opposite side of the gate, which they're going to use that ram for, let's dig a small trench and put a bunch of pitch, and then over that some hay. I'll stand in that, get stuck, and then get lit.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Well,
I'm
are
just
there
gonna stay
carts?
with the
As a
cauldron.
side note,
Also-
are there like are there wagons and carts around, or do we still have those?
I think there's got to be at least one in here on the inside of yeah.
Also, the spare
Well,
timbers
also,
that I'm seeing. You're looking for cover? Additional fallback points?
I was just gonna have those
Or
overturned
something
so
to-
that I was gonna have those overturned next to the pit, so if the people try to climb out or they
Yes.
break through or step up, or if they peek it up, they're still barricaded and that particular zone.
Yeah, essentially making a 2-stage, just like you ought see in many castles. So, take the timbers, put them along either side of the door, so that the door doesn't fly completely open. Funnels them, and then take the wagon, have that overturned, and so it creates a bottleneck, a killing zone.
Ooh. Drachna, any things here?
Again, can't really do anything long range, but I would love to hop on. I don't know. Either I'm going to shapeshift and take scout positions, or maybe use another wagon or cart to roll up in a surprising fashion.
Also, if enough time has
Okay.
passed, I'm going to see if you can heal the big guy again, because he'll be useful. But this is where he will
Yeah.
shine.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. So we'll try and, once again, new scene, heal the biggin.
Yep. So Maven,
Success!
Carleo,
For 3.
Melga,
Three.
Drachna, and Ocean, as well as our biggin, the name Mangold.
Mangold.
We're all just working to fortify things. Drachna, as you take watch, I think you said you did briefly take watch. You notice the event that is Geschfilk off in the distance. I don't know if we've identified Geschfilk. I think we have. I think it's doable.
Yeah, Carleo could.
Yeah, you know that one of the goblins is Geschfilk, and one of the goblins has jumped onto essentially Ashfru's shoulders, I guess. Geschfilk, go ahead and make your attack attempt, which we have agreed to be, for the purposes of dealing a point of damage, and then maybe another creative effect here, because I understand what you're trying to do is go for the eyes.
Hold on.
Is this an XP journey?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, 10. It's not good.
Oh god. Okay.
Ooh. You hear?
Only one
Ah!
HP left.
I'll tell you. You do have both eyes if you want. What do you do here?
Would I need to roll again for the second eye?
No, it says you got
No.
it.
Oh, I got both eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, so not so much like using their dagger as they just leap out of this crowd of goblins. Geschfilk has these very unnaturally long fingernails that are almost claw-like in nature. And they just press both their thumbs into his eyes, like scratching the light and just like yeah.
You are. Yeah, you're perfect in that. Immediate chaos. Weapons are unsheathed from nearby robbers. Many goblins are upset. But what I will say is, you do hear, under the cacophony of drug-crazed goblins trying to protect, their supply, you do hear one person, and it's Shuglud, and Shuglud says, "Geschfilk, run!" Let's attempt to run.
Can I take like a bite out of his nose first and then run?
If you take a bite out of the nose, you're going to have to make defense rolls to not get attacked by these goblins. But yes, you can.
Ugh. Geschfilk beats flesh.
When you have it on the
All
tips
about
of your
vitreous
thumbs.
fluid from the eyes.
Yeah, you have
Yeah.
it on the tips of your thumbs. Lick them thumbs.
Just
Oh
like
yeah, okay. I got some shish kebabs.
Yeah.
Got some witch sight Jolly Ranchers. All right.
Got some
Perfect.
Got some
And
more regular
chewy.
poppers. They're like jalapeno poppers.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that one. That tops.
Or this cream cheese.
So we're just dashing.
Yeah, just kind of like propelling themselves off of this witch's shoulders. They're gonna try to jump over one guard and like dash.
Yep. The guards were too far. They couldn't even do the thing. The goblins aren't going to do anything. And Shugla pushes two goblins aside and makes a sort of a clearing and just heads straight for the palisade in a mad dash. You follow?
Yes.
Perfect. Dear party, you see this?
I cast Arrow Storm again. Like,
So good.
and wait for things to come within my line of fire.
Let's just launch those 6 arrows into the ether. It's 6 of them, right?
It's 5 total, I believe. I'll double check.
Okay.
I successfully did it,
Okay.
but it's what I will double check the exact number here. That you know. Sorry.
Geshfolk, do we avoid the fire spirit?
Does Shuglug avoid the fire spirit?
God, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but Shuglug is now kind of panicking, doesn't really know a way in, because he jumped the palisade. Help, please help us.
This way,
It's
this
up to
way, this
5.
way.
Yeah.
They're gonna start leading them around. They don't know that Ocean made like all those traps in front of the palisade. How far out do those go?
Okay, Ocean, where are you at this moment?
I mean, they came early, right? I figure we
Mhm.
probably would have had like some sort of whistle or something to let me know when they're approaching. So if that's the case, I would probably be burrowing my way back. I do not want to be outside the wall.
Okay, are we making a borehole where we can accept Geshfelk in? Because Geshfelk, I imagine, is
yeah,
probably just going back to the original hole, which is trapped.
Yeah, I will. I will make sure. I'll like wave at her. It just kind of motion for where she should be trying to go to. Like, for the love of God, do not get into my trap hole. Activate my trap card.
So Geshfelk.
So the Geshfolk will like shove Shuglug in the direction of Ocean.
All right. Making way in. Geshfolk, do you speak before Shuglud? Because there's been a revelation.
Oh, like they're gonna set the fortress on fire.
They're gonna burn it all down.
That involves getting close. Let's not let them get close.
They might do it with fire arrows.
Those take too much time and are unreliable.
Also, given the amount of
Magic,
water
maybe.
here, we have to put it out. They're never ever going to catch. I have the people. I have like the civilians fill up, like basically bucket brigade set up because we have a spring and an inn's worth of things that holds water.
Yep.
And have them be
And it's
prepared to
raining.
start putting things up.
Yep.
Does Ocean
They're not
collapse
very
the
bright.
tunnel after them?
No, I think in general, if they think they can get through the tunnel and we know about the tunnel, it might work in our favor.
You can fill it up on top of them if they jump down there.
Yeah, like we can. Yeah, pretty much. Like, um, just have like one of the people watch it for any movement, and if there is, call one of us over to just stab someone. They pop their head out, gopher style.
All right.
Actually, don't
Um,
collapse it. Make it like just take what you would normally do and make it a sheer drop down and go tunnel. Like where if somebody falls, they're probably going to break a leg, so they're just stuck down there. Because
Gotcha.
if they just make it a sheer drop, you can tunnel quickly. Make it a sheer drop instead, so it's just a drop trap
Yeah.
at that point in time.
With
Well,
my
do
glad
you
I
guys
finally
know that
know.
Ocean could tunnel at this point?
Yes, he
Yeah,
revealed that.
we do. And so
Yeah, I told him.
I'm like, I'm glad that
Yeah,
we
I told
know,
him I
so we
can-
won't fall.
Yeah.
I
I
have
told
no
him I was
idea.
like-
I've been entirely ignorant.
Yeah, I have this
Ocean-
really
Ocean-
good shovel.
so
Ocean has a
okay.
magical shovel.
Really
Mhm.
good.
Right.
It- oh man, so good.
Coldra
I think it is.
gathering as many containers as possible. A lot of waste buckets, just filling them with
Sure.
water, even some cups for good measure.
Yep.
We'll ask Maverin and Carleo, how many are there? Be on the wall.
20 some odd. Does Carly have an exact count, or
You count 28.
sure? 28.
Does Geschvilk have a different number based on what they saw?
No, but Geschvilk imagines that includes goblins. Just for context.
It does. Like Carlio's
Which
not.
are 9 in all.
He'll break it down between bandits and goblins if he's counted them separately.
Yeah, 9 goblins.
9
brothers.
goblins, 19 men. No military leader anymore. Did they just leave the body out there, I assume?
Yeah, there's giant.
Body's probably by the fire spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was going to have Maverick have the fire spirit pick it up, light it, and chuck it in their camp at some point in time in the near future.
No need to desecrate the body just yet.
I guess so. It's full of corruption and nastiness. I don't know why we need to do this.
Again, I am all for it burning and burning thoroughly. I'm just saying, wait until they get close with the battering ram, and then all of a sudden, battering ram has a flaming corpse on it.
Oh, my go-to was if you light it on fire enough and they're getting flammable materials together in their camp, and you chuck the flaming body in the middle of their flammable materials, you've disrupted their flammable materials.
What
That's
lives
fair.
have you guys
That's very
been
fair.
living before this? Holy crap!
You know I come from a
Bro,
land
in
full
the
of
woods.
necromancers and dark sorcery, right?
I've literally been in
I
the woods
know.
for many years. Yeah,
You
this is my
They're
first
getting
time seeing
closer.
structures.
No,
Ambry
I-
and they're like,
This.
Forever.
So,
need-
w-
something.
What was that, Geschvilk? I didn't hear you. Ocean was
Yeah.
wondering what's up with the life I lived.
Oh, they're getting closer and we're bickering. One flame
mean,
and this whole
yeah.
thing is gonna go up.
Probably
not
not.
quite. It's very damp. I think their entire idea is dumb, but they're desperate. So it's been raining
So
for
they're-
days.
By the weapon count, conveniently, for the purposes of this, Carleo, 9 of them seem to have ranged weapons, bows and
Oh,
crossbows.
they've made more ranged weapons than tree branches, apparently. This is the last time they were here.
No. So there were still many that did retreat. You were only fighting 5 of them.
Okay.
Before falling back. Yeah. And then some of the reinforcements had them. The rest of them, a mix of spears, clubs, rudimentary swords, and goblins. 27 in all, if you don't count Ashvaru. And they're making their way back. Coldra?
Order still stands.
Yeah, Coldra and Tandrig are worried. Uh, not of their property, but for their children. But nevertheless, they're ready to fight. Do we have anything we wish to do here before they come in?
I think Drachma might get one more chance to let her convince people that, listen, all you have to do is let your dude in, and we will get you your drugs.
Your drugs.
If you want your drugs, bring us Ashfaru. Along the lines of, if you want your drugs, just bring us Ashfaru, and we'll give you your drugs.
Yeah, it's the same. It was the same. Yeah, it was the same plan. I'm happy to go in the wagon and talk to whomever I need to.
You can
They might
talk from the
not
palace.
listen.
Yeah, you can talk
You
from
can talk
Palisade.
from Palace.
From the Palisade.
I can still yell from there. Okay, I just didn't know we were still by the camp.
Keep with the defensive position. Do not leave a defensive position.
Stay behind the palisade. Peek my eyes barely over the spike, and I'm just like, please
Should I just
bring
work
us
to get the kids
Ashfaru. Is that?
That's a backup plan.
So I thought we had already done that. With the
We've
civilians.
established the children will escape. There is a bolt.
The children will
okay.
escape. Yeah, Ocean has made that plan, which is
okay,
perfect.
got it.
So safe. Back to it. Just bring us Ashfaru. We have the cauldron. Muffled by the wood a little bit, but enough that they can still hear me. Yelling as loud as I can. Pulling myself up. Trying not to get spiked.
Yeah, they're going to continue to move closer as they're all just sort of marching in. Not. But they're spread out.
That's extra good.
Ashfaru
That means more.
has streaks of blood, is cleaned up, bandaged, but cannot see. And calling out into the sky. Why would they trust you?
I can give you your
I literally-
eyes back.
No violence. I literally offered them to lick the bowl, but they told me themselves that they're trying to get off the stuff. So let's just have Ashfaru make enough to keep everybody over, and Ashfaru can make the antidote that he was supposed to. This is a ploy. Ashfaru is just turning us against each other like he always does. This is what he wants. There are no factions. It's just escaping
Silence.
Ashfaru's iron grasp. No, see? He just tries to silence.
You
Yeah,
hear the-
no, Ashfaru. Yeah. Starts screaming. No.
I will say
No, you
two
can't
things.
silence me.
You hear the drawing of bows. Drachna, these people are blinded by rage. You can attempt to keep speaking, but it sounds like they really want you to stop talking. And Ashfaru's attention
Yeah.
has been drawn somewhere else.
That's good. Listen, you must trust me. If Ashfaru is in the back, not taking any bolts, then I stand at the front, ready to receive your arrows, to show you that Ashfaru does not have your best interests in mind, and in fact is withholding your salvation. Go on then.
Make a cunning
Do as you will.
test for me.
Okay.
Uh,
Degrees of
Maybe-
1 degrees of success. 14 over 50.
Or would it be a persuasion test?
sorry, it is persuasion. I don't know why I said cunning. I'm going by like the order of the thing and the leading letter because I'm too used to dragon
Sorry, your
games.
persuasion's bad.
No, actually,
Is your persuasion
no,
bad?
for both cunning and persuasion. Actually, I was wrong. It is a loss. Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay,
I'm just gonna spend an XP to reroll. No, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna spend an XP to
Okay,
reroll.
okay,
Let's just go
okay.
first. Yeah.
That's a
Let's
great.
go
That's a
first. I
great
like that.
opportunity. In the spirit of the last stand here.
I'm gonna do one more. Oh shit! I'm gonna do one more. Okay. Finally. Okay. After the second one spent, 2 degrees of success on a persuasion. So 3 over 5.
2.
Yeah.
You're fine. They don't fire. But they absolutely would have. You managed to buy enough time for Ashfaru to be caught off guard and interested. Who would restore
We'll get
me?
away with it this time.
I am Maven of Indaros, a priest of Prios. I have the gift of healing. However, you have proven yourself not to be a very righteous individual. And in the sight of such things, sacrifices must be made for deliverance. Thus saith the Lord.
Saith the Lord.
Yes, you must cure those that you have ensnared. Then I will restore your sight.
He looks back at this great mess that's been made. Goblins are angry. Robbers look angry and hungry. And he's slumping, obviously in great pain. He's managed to wipe the blood from his face, but his beard is soaked. I'll make the drops. I needn't their services anyway.
You've chosen wisely. Bring him forward. Two of you may guide him. You will let him in. He will make you the things that you need. And we will see them distributed amongst you. Hold your rage just a little while longer.
In a bind, and I mean, with truly no choice, Asheru complies, takes his best women. They're the ones with the nice swords, not these lousy spears. The battering ram is dropped, I will note, and they will move in, moving around and hoping that the flame spirit, doesn't clobber them, which I imagine it
Let
doesn't.
them pass.
Yep. Are we gonna lay a tarp over the?
I
direct
think
them in
with
from the
Mangold
wall.
we can just lift them over it.
Okay, fair. Yeah. Mangold is, not in any position to question a lot of things. It was quite a blow. Pulling them over into the palisade. Carleo, Geschvilk, Drachna, Ocean. Something strange is happening. And it's the person in charge of this little raid is behind enemy lines and in no position to attack. So what? We make it now?
Yes, make the drops. We'll see that it works amongst your followers. And then I will kill you.
Drachna will make sure you're making the antidote and not just making something to keep them addicted.
Yeah, I
She'll
pull
know.
out from the shadows.
Drachna, please, in this moment. Make him swear to me. Make him swear on his false god that I live to see day.
Sure. Yeah, Maven. And I turn away from Ashvaru, looking at Maven. Ashvaru can't see my eyes, but I keep the same grin as to not give anything away. And I look into Maven with solemn eyes, asking him to trust me. Purely eye contact. Do I receive the same eyes from you, Maven?
I will not swear to him, but I will, on word of my faith, should he do as asked and comply, I will heal him.
Deal. And I turn around to Ashvar and I'm like, yeah, same thing, right? Faith, God, to us, semantics, but the faith nonetheless. To sort of just move along with it and get Ashvaru away from his anxiety, because what he likes to do is to stand and dramatize moments, and I aim to take away his power by taking away that drama away from him and moving on, forcing him to choose. Okay, so this is what you want,
Yeah.
right?
An orator stripped of his power in this moment. What's next is quite uneventful. A series of steps, nothing threatening in Ashvaru's pockets, save for the reagents and ingredients required to make what are called blue drops, usually pulled from a tincture. Instructs you, though, into the cauldron, it will produce a mist. This mist, and point of note, this is like very expensive to Ashvaru. This is what Ashvaru intended to use for a long time. You can tell. It's like a retirement. It's like a little 401k for quitting the harmful substances. And to cure all of them, he's got to go through more than half of it. Filling a bottle of what are in drops, and tells you if you put it in the cauldron, it will mist. And those who breathe it in, just as they did with Wild Chew, they'll be cured.
Keep an eye on it. It's definitely this blue mist, correct?
Well, you haven't activated it yet because you want people to be nearby. So you've waited.
Yeah, we need to move.
But yes, there's no way he could have tricked you. It's
Okay.
yeah.
Just
you know what these
just doing my
individual
due
things do.
diligence. Great.
Yeah.
Pulling back. And
Right.
I mean,
Well.
show it off to the rest of them, right? I think it's time, Maven. We can heal them.
I think
We said we would use this, and then once we see that they're cured, he gets healed. That was the agreement. So
Sure.
Let's go in here.
Yep.
Who are we gonna make do it?
Definitely gonna ask Maven to do it. Just be polite.
Well, I
And
think
then I'm gonna
we can
stand
have...
up real close to Ashvaru.
As a side note, as all this is going on, has Geschvilk revealed what happened between the goblins, or did Geschvilk keep that to themselves?
That's a good
They've kind
question.
of kept it to themselves because there's been
Yep.
so much happening. Never has been.
Oh, I
done.
meant while they're brewing up all the stuff, because this isn't like a 5-minute process. I assume this is taking
No,
them
it
some
took like
time.
20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. So during that time period, does Geschvilk talk about that at all, or no? Because
Probably just to
Carlio is
Carlio.
going to ask what happened. That's fine if it's just to Carlio. When they start asking who's going to heal them, he's going to say that Geschvilk should do it. He's going to make them. He's going to push for Geschvilk to be the one that basically gets to put the last drops in there and gets to free everybody. That's just a statement of purpose on the situation.
Sounds like a plan.
I don't know.
Goblins trust
We'll
goblins.
see if they let Gushvilk approach.
Well, if they don't, then I'll pin them in place. It's fine. I won't kill them.
Okay. This is what Carlio
And
wants.
Yeah, it's not just to have Geschvilk heal the goblins, but to also have the humans be, antidoted by Geschvilk. But he's making a statement.
Yeah.
So
It's good. I mean, everybody, yeah, because goblins will trust goblins, and then these colonizers will see the goblins as the guinea pigs and watch them do this first. Drachna, do you hand Geschvilk the bottle, of the blue liquid.
Yeah, it's ready for distribution.
All right. Geschvilk.
And then I'm gonna again stand up real close, right next to Ishmael.
As Draka
Mangold.
hands it to Geschvelk, she's like, I trust you on this, Wolf One. They did it right.
Hopefully.
Okay. Do I have to take the cauldron out too? Have you guys like put it on wheels? Because
I assume that.
Guess
I
what?
think
Okay, I was
Mangold
just gonna
can
lift
put
it
it on
over.
a cart for you.
Yeah, Mangold
Yeah,
put it
so
on a
you've
cart.
been. Yeah, Mangold said it outside, but you've been picked up by Mangold
hello.
and essentially just picked up and hoisted over the wall and set down gently,
Thank you.
but not very well because Mangold has half of an arrow still embedded in his head, so you're a little off center there.
He got healed 3
but, you know,
more.
He got healed for 3 more. He's doing better.
that is true. Says
Arrow
it speaks
storm.
nothing
Is that
of brain
arrow take-
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
Good luck, Veshgilk. As you're just like placed over with the cauldron. About 30 wild chew, drug addicted robbers and goblins await you on the other side. It's really 27 ish, and you've just got that thing. What do you
And their
do?
leader
'Cause
still
they, I
is.
mean, they
This
do.
is fine.
Yeah.
So I'm actually just gonna go ahead and stab Ashvar real quick. Definitely just.
Wait.
wanna-
Stab? Wait.
Where?
What?
No.
We want to make sure it works first. Why would you stab him now?
Okay.
It's not
Oh, I
time.
thought-
Why would you be this
Sorry,
foolish?
sorry. I thought. Wait. I thought that they. So I thought that they
No,
were
we haven't
angry,
gotten-
but at least they were cured.
Not yet. We haven't finished
Not
the
yet.
curing yet.
We have to wait until it
We can't-
works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I thought they were
Take it
cured
back.
already. I thought they were fighting us
That
of their
guy
own
said
volition,
it.
not,
Live your best
not still
life.
having issues.
Yeah.
Maybe
No.
it's
Jack's
like,
like,
don't
"Look,
stab
it's-
him.
Oh wait.
No, Ian
Yeah.
is setting up
No,
the
no.
dramatic scene for the giant mushroom cloud of mist to cure everyone, and you're like, stab. Like, no, wait.
Draka pulls a dagger. Maver's like, wait till it works. But I mean, don't do that. Okay. All right.
I just want to get ready.
Okay. Yeah, no,
We're
you're
all
ready.
like, just wait till it works. Not that we're gonna kill this motherfucker. Just wait till it works.
All right.
Put it away.
So Geshville.
Yes. So
Stepped on
You
Geshvilk's
approach.
helmet.
is right outside. Geschvilk isn't going to try and push this thing closer, but they will slowly approach the group like halfway before shouting, I have your cure here. If you come over by the cauldron, it will mist. And you all will be free from what it is that ails you. And then you can see your Ashvaru afterwards.
Yeah, they make way. Gathering in a circle. You know what to do.
Gashfolk will uncork the drops and put them into the cauldron.
Gets really quiet. They just breathe it in. It's clear they know they've done this before many times. They know how to respirate from the things that come out of this cauldron.
Waft the vapors.
And then they get very lightheaded, many of them. And so when they just kind of slump, as soon as it's clear that the goblins are fine, the robbers close in, just kind of dunk their heads to get a huff of it, and then they all just sort of collapse. And they start shivering. But there's like a weird, sedated presence. Everyone's just kind of calm.
So the
And they
opposite
sort
of
of
what we
sit
saw
there.
before when they were angry.
Slumped.
Just making sure.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Okay.
with the come down effect too. So now they're
Uh-oh.
I fulfill my oath, and I'm going to heal him. And
I'm
then
gonna look
Drachna
at
can stab him.
Drachma. I was gonna
Before?
I was gonna call Drachma over and be like, I think the people he enslaved should get their first shot at stabbing him, but that's just me.
That's way better.
Ooh! Wait a second. So Carlio, you stopped Drachna
Mhm.
while Mavrin is healing. You can describe what you're doing to heal this witch, Mavrin.
You may not believe in my God, but my God believes in me. And be careful, witch. His light is everywhere. He sees much, and has a penchant for vengeance. As I take my hands and I put them over his eyes. By Prios's light, be restored. And I heal him 6.
Ooh, yeah. I can see, yes.
I call over Shuglug as well, and I'm like, you should probably get the people he enslaved and see what they want to do about him. He does have to
Yeah, I
walk
was
through that gate.
I was close, but Carlio's right. It's your hit first. I just wanted to make sure he wouldn't get away, and he won't. But Mavrin's promise is ended. Mine is yet to come. You should have the first say.
Looking out, it's a weird sight. Geschvilk is amongst like all of these people. And okay, actually I want to add, because you didn't do it yet, Geschvilk, you're also addicted to drugs. Do we take it? Do we smell the flowers?
Yeah,
Geschvilk
I
was
feel
right
like there's
there.
not-
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
not
you don't
really
want to run
choice
out of
to
it. That
degrees.
would be... Okay, yeah, slumping down finally. It's just like a pile of robbers and goblins, the last remaining members of the Varagoltru tribe, sans Shuglug, who is like up here making decisions. But Shuglug looks to Drachna and Carlio. He wanted to make sure he would live to see the day. The sun.
Sure.
Do you think he deserves that?
He can live to see the sun, and you can still have what you feel is right. Those two things are not mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I would say no based on what Eshvaru. I mean, you have to understand. He took me behind the scenes. I know it's a lot more despicable than you give him credit for. So personally, no, he shouldn't. Regardless, if you wish to give him his final wishes and still abide by these, by a murder rule, I guess, no harm done to us.
Shuglud is going to look to Ocean and Mavrin, sort of trying to reconcile a decision, because you might recall there was like a weird, I guess only Carlio really knew this, maybe from Geschvilk, but there was like sort of Stockholm syndrome. They, in a lot of ways, some of them thought of Ashvaru as their caretaker. So Shuglud, trying not to start like a civil war among the tribe, looks to Mavrin and Ocean.
I mean, if he's shared that, he'll tell Shuglud to go talk to his people now that they're not under the influence of the weed.
Right.
Like,
If Shuglug comes to Maven, Maven will just say, "It is a rarity that the wronged get to choose their form of justice. This is a rare opportunity, a gift. Use it."
Ocean, what would you say?
No, we don't do this sort of thing. I mean, the Ambrians, as a society, are guilty of such horrific things if we persecuted them for their evils. I would say if it was me, I would turn this person, this witch, into the authorities and see if justice can do anything. I don't think you should be the executioner in this case.
Shuglet is conflicted, and will ask about bringing in binds if needed, bringing Ashfaru to the goblins to decide, as the goblins are all now waking up.
Carlia will look at Shulgov and be like, "There's no wrong answer. It's just you have the first shot at this.
Yeah.
You'll decide what you decide. Other people have and will come for what they feel is right. But you're here and you're the people he oppressed. So it is definitely your justice, vengeance, or anything in between to exact first."
And then finally to Mavrin. Your god. Your god's the light. The sun.
Prios is sun, Prios is flame. It helps guide us in the dark, preserves us, allows us to build, live. The Prios, and this is the thing most folks will not tell you about my god. He was one of many, and even gods are flawed. And as much as I love and respect him, and I walk in his path that he has set for me, no one is perfect, not even he. And so he is vengeful, spiteful. He burns and consumes. It is up to you to find balance and find justice. Just know that by his light, what you choose is what you will be judged upon.
Looking up, I don't know if you're on the palisade right now, but Shuglud looks up and over. Even from the ground, you can see the flame servant. He looks at Ashfaru, who is in absolute shock at this, by the way, and says, "Then bring him to the sun." And points to the flame spirit.
Grant him his wish. I'm super on board.
That's what you want. Also, you
Mangold is just looking at Mavrin. Carleo.
Carleo shrugs and is like, if that's what you and your people want. You did say you wanted to talk to them.
Mangold is gonna pick up Ashfaru. I don't think anyone's stopping him from doing this.
I'm not going to stop Mangold from picking up Ashfaru because I think that all of a sudden Ashfaru would become a squeaky toy, and I don't want that right now. But maybe just have, before we introduce Ashfaru into a manifestation of fire,
Yes.
just go like, maybe you should listen to Carlio and speak to your fellows. You do not want a civil disruption amongst your clan. As guilty as he
Your
is.
point is fair, but you said you wanted to speak to them first. I'm reminding you of what you said. I do not find your action unjust at all.
So Shuglub will go to speak with the goblins as they're coming to. Doesn't need to be hoisted over. Walks to the palisade. Steps over. Geshvilk, you're here. You've come to as well. The robbers have just kind of scattered. They have a boss in the mountains. They're going to go ahead and speak with that boss. They probably have no business here. Nightblade is gone. They're kind of split 50-50. Geshvilk, would you say anything to your fellow goblins? They're trying to decide if they're throwing Ashfaru into this flame spirit or leaving him and telling him to go home.
Are you planning on having Ashfaru rejoin your tribe? To rebuild what has been destroyed? You don't need him anymore. You are your own people. But whatever you decide, he is not going to make it outside of an arrow shot of this palisade. I know my friends in there. So now you could decide if you want to die with him or if you want to go.
Shuglud, Meek and the others, they nod. They understand that Ashfaru's time has come. Meek will speak instead of Shuglud. We've come to an agreement. If Prios would have it, we would watch him burn. Stare at the flame servant on the road, much closer to the palisade now, I imagine.
You really seem to like watching things burn. But we can let him burn.
Mangold is just
I guess
I'm
louder.
I think
so
I'm
that-
standing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm just standing next to the flame servant at this point and looking at Mangold and just looking at. I'm hearing the proclamation. I'm just kind of like. There's a slight shrug. And I just kind of look at Mangold and go. When I nod, release him. And I look over to the flame servant. I have.
Ashfaru. What? But no. This put me down.
In a
We had a
moment.
deal.
Yes, and I hold to my oaths. And I look over to the flame servant. I have one last favor to ask, friend. I ask that you embrace this man and show him the touch of the divine. and nod.
So, are we throwing Ashfuru into this thing? Are we setting Ashfuru down, or just
I think he got
releasing
set
above?
down. I think he got set. I wanted the
Yeah.
yeet. I wanted the yeet into the fire spirit. I was hoping for the yeet
Yeah, it's
into the fire
awful.
spirit
I was preferring a beat,
But it sounds like he's
setting
being
down
set
seems
down,
more
and the fire
appropriate.
spirit's gonna hug him to death.
Yeah.
Sounds like it's gonna be hugs into the sun. I was hoping for the yeet.
Well, this is good because then for our final scene, what we see is him being set down. Of course, a feign attempt to break out. Ashfuru takes maybe 1.5 steps in what he understood to be like a chance, which it wasn't. He just no, and like tries to dart away from the goblins, in the other direction. But Mavrin, of course, the fire spirit has to jump here. What does it do?
It just in a moment like sort of cocks its head and acknowledges Mavrin, and then just goes, and it is this. The arms seemingly get wider as Ashfar tries to run away, and it is this flaming embrace. As Ashforu, like Denethor, is consumed by flame. But unlike Denethor, who had a good run, as it were, there is a scream followed by silence, and as the fire spirit dissipates, not even bones are left, just ash.
Fantastic. The very earliest streaks that cross past the silhouette of a canopy in the distance. It's a wide clearing, so it makes for a broader sky. The rain finally beginning to cease. With it brings early, early dawn and the end of Blight Night. So this will be where we end off for tonight. Well done. Well done, all. Fantastic, gruesome job. We're gonna go around and talk about it a little bit. I'm gonna talk about a little bit of resolutions. We've resolved Geschvilk's drug addiction and nothing else. How's it going,
For
Sam?
now. It's good. Geschwalt came to this place trying to find a cure for corruption and has not found that, but maybe they'll find other things. So I'm Sam. I play Geschwalt tonight. You can find me at Scribbly Penny. Next time you'll see me on Weave is on Wednesday. Well, I will be running a one-shot of The One Ring by Free League. So make sure you tune in for that, which will be at 8:30 p.m. If you're interested in some Lord of the Rings action, because it's going to be great and dark and spooky, and my players are giving me so much
Free League.
things to
Whoever that is.
damage them with. Yeah, Free League are the best. And also, just huge thank you to Alex the DM89 for the raid, and Drachman Demigods also for the raid. You guys are fantastic. And just huge shout out to you for coming to watch. So, yeah, I mean, that's an early game. We finished before midnight our time, so I'm excited. That's it for me.
Only 3 hours and 20 minutes. Okay, wow, Ian. Next, Ocean, Sweet Ocean, Protector, Scholar, Fortifier.
Really
Oh,
just scholar.
Yeah,
For the most
you
part.
discovered Pythagoras' theorem though, trying to calculate the distance.
I know,
That'll
right?
come into play
Like,
for a while though. Yeah.
no,
So
I'm
now
gonna make it
Ocean's
matter.
now
Yeah,
Ocean's
boom. I'm gonna math the hell out of everything from now on. But yeah, that was really fun. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, it was very Seven Samurai goodness, just with a darker ending or a less dark ending. I don't really know.
Less dark ending.
But yeah,
Less
Huh?
dark. 2 out of 10.
yeah,
2 out of
that's
10.
fair. Oh, God.
1 out of 10 would have been sparing Ash
Oh.
Faru. Everything else had gone very well.
Yeah. But yeah, you can find me at Mitches Bustios on the Twitterverse. Next time you'll see me will be Friday. When I'll be running Shadowrun. We have 2 more
So good.
episodes left, which is sadness, but all good things must come to an end. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Heck yeah. Good time. Next, we have Mavrin, the decision maker. The righteous. That was so awesome. And I love that we timed it so that way it fizzled like at exactly the right time. Because tracking how the pacing went.
No, that was very neat. But it's the thing that is surprising to me is while this group walks many different paths, and the moralities can be a little more outside of one another, that there's starting to become cohesion and a particular vision, and I'm kind of excited and disturbed by it. But with that being said, hey everybody, Pope here, Pope Worldbuild on Twitter, Pope Worldbuild on Twitch. I'm lurking on your streams. If you want to see more of my ridiculous face, get a number of opportunities throughout the week. Coming up next is Wednesday, 3 p.m. Eastern, I believe, over on Follow Black Cats, because UK time and our time have not caught up just yet. With that being said, yeah, come and see me play someone that Mavrin would absolutely hate, as I play Chernobog, a incredibly murderous spy in Spy Game Hexcrawl. Then on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern over on Critical Misses, we continue on with Masks Advanced Studies. If you want to see some university age superhero goodness, please drop on by. And then Saturday nights, it's time to go back to the apocalypse, baby, with Defiant: The Trail of the Dead. There's that is one that has a lot of intrigue, violence, and it's a beautiful, over the top, but with urban fantasy that just hits a beautiful niche. And then back here on Weave on Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern, for more good doggos with Pugmire, What Lies Buried. And then, by all means, be back here on Weave on Monday to join us for some more Simba Room. And thank you all so much. Where you're watching live, VOD, and YouTube. A story is nothing without its audience. You're much part of this as we are. Thank you all so much. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you soon.
Heck yeah. That was such a fun episode with Mavrin there. Drachna.
Hey
Old
everybody!
rivals.
Yes, this is indeed old rivals. So, Drachna saw red most of the time. I awoke. I'm like, last time I was on, Ashvaru had just been introduced and was starting to, get a little bit of power and kind of figure out that he was behind a lot of what was going on. I'm like, something I can put my finger on it. I can't quite put my finger on, or it could be that. It turned out to exactly be him. And then I wake up and see like passed out people invading. The rage for Ashvaru could not be quelled. Just waiting to stab the whole time. Also voted for the Yeet, but in the end, it was their decision. And as long as they were happy, I was happy too. I'm glad that it also ended with his death. So that was
In my head canon,
long history.
Ashfaru had a secret that you couldn't let get out, so that's why you drew the knife. For Carly, it was like, well, hold on.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's be
it was a
clear.
good
It's not
time.
just a secret. It's a secret child. That's all I'm saying. It's the Ashru Drachma
Hey.
secret love child. I'm just throwing that out there for you, Ian. Have fun with
Ashru and I spent a lot of time together. and I'm
Yeah, continue.
quite a sordid past. But hey, everybody, my name is Anthony. It was a wonderful time playing on Blight Knight 2. Twitter handle at Praying the Plague. You stream here on the Sim Forum on Mondays, and this is going to be another week of Blue Rose West Marches on Friday. We have about 4 games left, including this week's, I believe. So still quite a lot of Blue Rose left to play. Come check it out. Each week changes what happens the next week, and it's been so wonderful the last couple of weeks as a lot of these plot lines have quickly come to a head. In fact, Pope's character made an appearance last session, and Balin was there leading refugees in his homeland. So that was a really interesting time to see Pope show up later and do diplomatic duties and be a diplomat. So anyway, that's where you can catch me on Weave and usually retweeting Weave stuff. But I had a great time playing Blight Knight 2, and I'm excited for more Symbra with Drachma.
Yeah. Carlio, are we going to talk about 18 points of damage? Because I can't find things with more than 18 hit points in book.
That's not good, because, like, my other character deals more than that. Ask Sam. Like, 2 weeks ago, it was bad. Sam was very unhappy with me.
How?
Yeah.
It's all
22.
That wasn't even max. I can add another D4 to that with, like, 10 more XP. It's not that hard. This game is really easy to do damage in. What? Little numbers make big numbers? Little numbers
I'm adding
make
zeros
big
to things, I
numbers.
guess.
Please don't.
Sorry, not sorry. I mean, Maverick's just going to talk it down. It's fine.
Fact.
I'm also not going to burn
be
XP
fair.
all the time to deal max damage. Let's be real clear about that.
That's also true. Yeah. It was easy to be talked out of a battle when Ashfaru witnessed you deal 18 points of damage, I think. So, there's that. He saw that and went, nah. Saw Nightblade get like...
Yeah,
not
Maverick's
my
truth
fight.
and I'm consequences, and we're truth and consequences. We're a tag team. It makes everything go faster.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Where can we find you? What are you up to?
On other places. You can find me at PaulMartin6 on Twitter, and since he's ZeroGP on most other places on the internet, you can find me on Weave the Tale tomorrow, wrapping up my Shadowrun game, where my Gal Pals will hopefully finally be getting out of Aslan, and hopefully we make our donation goal an episode of Shadowrun where they actually do a Shadowrun. It would be crazy. That would be crazy. But other than that, you can also find me on Response Team Omnicron, which is a great Lancer actual play podcast. If you're not listening to it, you should be. Get caught up right now because we're about to drop a bunch of new episodes in April. We took a little break because, it's a war-based game and, the world is happening. So we didn't want to lean heavily into that in this exact moment. But we got new episodes coming out in April, and get caught up right now. You can hear my Audible chocolate on that show, as well as a bunch of other great cast members. And I also I'm here on Mondays playing Symbaroum with Sam and Anthony, and that's just a throwback. I'm going to throw that out there so they know that I'm playing with them.
True.
It's real
We did that
important.
very recently.
Here on the Simroom game.
Here on the Symbaroum game, so we know who we play with.
Yep.
But yeah, there's some more stuff probably coming down the pipeline here on Weave, as well as I think I have another thing lined up in April that I'll be talking about early April then as well. Might be another. I think it's another podcast. I'm not super sure yet, but it should be fun new stuff. But yeah, hope you all had a good time. Little. And the moral of the story is little numbers make big numbers. That's what I have
That's
to
a
say.
fact. And little goblins make big decisions. That was a wonderful session. Thank you all so much. I'm Ian. I am just the game master on the internet. If you see me somewhere, good. I'm not telling you where I'll be, though. You just have to watch every stream on every channel.
I will put out a thing on Twitter revealing Ian's location 24/7. I have him geo-tracked. It's fine.
Ian Tracker
Little
bot
numbers make big
on it.
numbers.
Yeah, on it.
Sub goal. But that's all my time. It's midnight 01. Thank you so much for watching, and good night.
In the ruins of Symbaroum, a dream sight revealed a well, a cauldron, a sinkhole. Out of its depth a blightling came sidling, filth forged in flesh, cruelty carved in bone, a decoction of the world serpent's marrow. The blight beast ogled me hungrily, and in its burning eyes I saw the death of all.